Oh, Charlie's officially done with the nonsense.
Meeting.
Look, we have to get started at some point.
It is, yeah, it is.
Is Tess not here today?
No, she's not feeling
Oh,
well.
she's sick
well.
still.
Yeah,
Oh, poor
still not feeling
Tess.
good.
Now
I know.
she's sad and moping because there was too much emotion last episode.
There was so much emotion.
Not Tess. I'm talking Sylvie.
Yes.
Tess is sick.
Tess is
and
okay.
We want her to get better, everybody.
Wait, no, Tess wasn't here for... Never mind. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, hello. Well, we're here.
Professional.
Hi.
We are not
Hi.
professional. We
Professional's
need
my
an
ass.
adult. If
We're-
you would like to apply to be an adult for us,
It's not paying position.
you could contact us. We may or may not respond.
They tried to hire me for the position. It did not work out.
Welcome back
adapted
to
too well.
Tales from the Forgotten Troop. If you're enjoying what we're doing, there are many ways you can support the show. We have affiliate links. We have coffee. We have Redbubble with merch.
We have new merch.
We have new merch. You can also follow us on social media or join the Discord to keep up with updates about the show and chime in on the general chaos. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, we have weekly streams where you can come and join in on the fun live, chat with us, check out all the spoilers, and yeah, that's speed running announcements today. So
Check out Clockwork Chronicles on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
The teenage angst is 100%
are quickly moving through the 8-episode series.
You have one character pushing the plot along. I love it.
Until I start causing problems.
On purpose.
I always cause problems on purpose.
Yes,
and we
do.
love that.
Like a cat.
But I found a random icebreaker generator.
Hey,
I sent you like 100 icebreaker questions.
You
in
did,
the G Drive,
but
and
I
you
feel like
disliked them all.
Well, you did, but I feel like a random icebreaker generator could be hilarious because if I pull it up, we're just going to go with the first one that's there instead of me reading through and picking the one that I like best.
Okay.
So, for example, the one that it rolled up tonight, if you had to describe how you're feeling right now as a weather pattern, what's your forecast?
Oh my God. Me or Roxy? Oh,
Roxy.
fuck. You know what? It's the same pretty much. So it's fine.
See, I could never come up with this shit on my own.
Hi. Just gonna stare at me. Okay. Captain is sitting off screen, just staring.
Is a black hole an actual weather pattern? No, that's not.
No.
The void is making biscuits back
The
there.
void.
Yes.
That is my mood currently.
When you
void.
stare into the abyss makes biscuit. Oh, hi.
I love that. Captain.
Did he bonk my elbow? Maybe.
I think
He heard
did,
us
yeah.
talking about him.
We love Captain. And Blondie.
summoned.
And Aegon the Chunker.
I need
And
sketch.
Sparrow.
I need to get one of those little fabric baby holders for Precious because I tried to help her. I tried to teach her to do the cat thing yesterday by getting on my desk, and she didn't like that.
Yeah.
I even put a pillow down for her,
Precious.
and she was like, "No."
Just swaddle her like a baby.
Yes.
Yeah, she does like to be swaddled, but like she's very specific about it. So like I tried to swaddle her like I swaddle Aegon when she came to visit. Because Aegon demands to be swaddled. He's a giant baby. When my sister is done like with baby stuff or whatever, I get her baby carrier for the cat. So it's just because I'm not going out of my way to get one.
You're gonna be one of those tourists that goes to Disney with their pets, aren't you?
Fuck yeah.
I would take
Actually-
Precious everywhere
God.
if I could.
I take my sugar gliders places and people don't even realize it unless I accidentally wake them up and then they start crabbing and then there's grumpy old men in my purse and people are like, what the fuck?
There's grumpy old men in my purse is not a phrase that I expected to hear today, but
Yeah, that phrase just like clocked me upside the head.
Look, it's
New micro RPG, the grumpy old men in my purse.
If you give me enough Red Bull, I can crank one out at work.
Hell
My-
yeah.
You could adapt like the
We will send you
Jellyfish
Red Bull
Felonies mini RPG.
my friend bra trained her sugar gliders, like to put them in a sports bra. Forgot they were in there.
Oh no.
Went to a physical, and then was like, I really don't hope they don't listen to my heart and lungs, because then I'm gonna have to ask these questions about
Literally
It's
what
like
they do
you,
at
why is
got
there
a
a
case of
swirl
sugar
in my
gliders.
bra?
Ma'am, there appears to be a rat in your brassiere.
Anyway, we have a game to play, so
Yes.
And an icebreaker to answer.
Yes.
Okay.
what's
Can
your
you repeat the
forecast?
icebreaker?
Swirl.
I'm Maria. I play Elena, aka Easy Living, and her current forecast would probably be partly cloudy with incoming precipitation.
Okay.
Bree, did you want a reminder of what the icebreaker
No,
is?
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Weather forecast.
What would you be doing right now?
I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. I'd say her Hi. I'd say sorry.
Forecast is cat.
Forecast is cat.
Forecast
Specifically
is
cat,
raining cats and dogs.
putting his front legs on my leg and then lifting one of them up so he can grab my sleeve and tug on it.
Mm-hmm.
Wishes to
Anyways,
play.
I'd say Cynthia's forecast is probably as of this particular moment where we are in the campaign, probably I'd say middle of a hurricane. It's calm for a moment. It's not going to stay that
Eye
way.
of the storm.
Hell yeah.
I've actually been in the eye of a hurricane before. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We've been through too many hurricanes.
Hi.
That is correct.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
We do tornadoes here. They last for like a minute. Usually we wait on our front porch to watch. Like dumbasses.
Yeah, people do that here. They also get impaled with styrofoam because they did that.
Yeah, it's not really as common for that. Like you'll see it when it's gonna touch down, and then you can get the fuck out.
I'm sorry, impaled by your
Yes,
styrofoam.
Styrofoam?
Impaled with styrofoam.
Well, like
There are
80,
Well, the
pictures
wind-
out
100
there
mile an hour
of
winds.
concrete
Yeah.
bricks with styrofoam pierced through it because
I
they're
feel
going
like-
that fast.
Impaled by
Hurricanes are like
styrofoam should be a
giant.
Cards Against Humanity card.
Water nados. They're giant sharknadoes, is what a hurricane is. Just
Now a bad time to mention that there was actually a great white that got dropped on a compact car in Tallahassee.
I'm not kidding
That's
when I
what
say that a
surprised me.
hurricane is just a giant sharknado. I'm very serious. I just like the way I describe things.
Well, since I'm going hard with the crazy weather facts here, I guess I'll go next. Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Crow, alternatively just Crow, and I will be playing Joe Hatathli, aka Watchdog. And if I had to pick Joe's forecast, I don't know if this is necessarily a specific kind of weather, but like imminently right after a tornado currently. Like, the tornado was about 30 seconds ago. It's gone now, but like
For now.
everybody's still in that
What?
state of like
Was he a Joe Nato again?
normally, perhaps.
No, off. Jesus.
Captain is
Tornado.
going at
No,
it.
I like Joe Nato better. Yeah.
He's all over the-
Tornado.
He went first he flops over on my dice tray, and it's the kind that snaps, so he unsnaps 3 of them because he flopped on it in the tray. And then he jumps back off the desk and is like pulling on my fucking pants because he wants attention. I'm like, calm down.
That
Anyways,
is NC
sorry.
tonight.
So
Yeah.
I thought about it, and Jenna and Roxy are not in the same place because Jenna's like after the storm, and right now Roxy's like that like eerie calm before the storm, but there's a rainbow in the sky as well. So it's slightly confusing and highly unnerving.
That's called surfer weather because that's where the tide recedes around here, and all the crazy ass
Surfer
surfers
weather.
are like, "It's my time."
Surfer weather is a weather pattern.
Surfer
I
weather
love it.
is Roxy's current weather pattern.
Okay. Previously on Jukebox
Wait.
Justice.
Sylvie's forecast is under the weather.
Oh,
Leave meeting.
meeting. It's true. Or bad.
I'm so mad I didn't think of that.
Joe falls, everybody dies.
I am here for terrible puns that murder our characters.
Yes. We're all gonna die very, very brutally, though. It's gonna be.
Okay, so it's fine. I'll just get started on the next campaign.
What are we playing next?
I don't fucking know.
Crow's gonna run something.
Crow can run something
Sounds
for
like a
8
Crow
weeks while I
problem.
figure the rest out.
Crow's like, no, don't do this to
Once
me.
was enough. Okay.
I mean, with a little forewarning, maybe.
No, make a decision right now.
You have to know.
I knew that you were gonna do that.
Anyway,
I almost made decisions for you the last time.
with the help of Spuds McKenzie, the team was able to look into Roxy's weird mind things. They learned that Roxy was indeed the clone and that her physical form was only 2 years old. She's a toddler.
I think I'm the clone now.
Most of her memories had been implanted upon her creation. Joe and Eugene investigated the site of the attack outside of Leah's safe house and found a bag that had been left behind by the Black Ops team, which had a suit that looked to be about Roxy's size inside of it. After I spent very many minutes thinking about it because my brain was not working. The entire team reconvened at the base to discuss what they'd found out, and when Cynthia went to go wake Roxy, Sylvie took that opportunity to tell Joe about the wholesale soul sale. Gosh.
The
Wholesale
wholesale
soul sale.
Did she sell our souls wholesale? Because I'm offended.
Like Costco, full
Bulk
purchase.
price or nothing. It was a bulk discount, actually.
My God.
She had a Sam's Club membership, went in there and bought like a pack of 4.
Joe was predictably extremely angry.
He
But
had
before-
a giant man tantrum.
But before things
A
could
mantrum.
Mantrum.
We're in a state tonight.
We are. We're squirrels
Deep
that
breaths.
did too much
Deep
Red
breaths.
Bull.
But before things could deteriorate into a brutal fight, Sylvie asked Freya to show Joe her most recent vision. Both of them learned Sylvie's name had been Sigrid, and that Freya had been killed when a bunch of raiders had attacked their village many centuries ago. Afterwards, Joe and Sylvie had a heart-to-heart they'd needed to have for a while, leading to them being on much better terms. God, okay. Which
We're killing it tonight.
We can't math. We can't.
We're gonna start
words.
speaking Simlish by the end of this.
kind of freaked out the rest of the team because none of them knew what the hell happened. What the hell happened to make Joe do a complete 180? And then they had some ice cream. Yeah. So
Oh, and everybody has to abide by the buddy system now.
Or Roxy's probably gonna have a meltdown, and it will. There's a lot of things that she
She's
has
not
not
already?
unpacked for a while, so that's gonna be.
yeah. Oh, I know the rest of the team was talking about calling up Tony so the two Roxys could finally meet. So everyone can like wrap up having their ice cream. What's she gonna do? Spuds McKenzie is still there.
There's an awkward ambiance because Henry and Joe are sitting sort of by each other.
Yes.
Joe is very decidedly avoiding eye contact with her.
She's avoiding eye contact with you.
Roxy is pretending that she's completely oblivious to the awkwardness in the room and eating ice cream. She's just chattering about stuff.
Chatter away.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
think
we
it
should
is- it is-
probably get that rock guy out of the cell that we've been keeping him in.
It's probably getting later into the afternoon as well. So there probably comes a point where Henry returns her bowl to the sink and goes to collect her bag to head out of the base.
Without Roxy?
Yeah.
She's only gonna cry a little. It's fine. She won't feel guilty later. No, I'm just kidding. She won't cry. She'll just be like, good luck.
She just nods.
Call
and
if you
will-
need backup.
Cue the ear twitch from Joe, like.
Thanks, Roxy.
Yeah. No.
Leaves.
Roxy said she wouldn't do that. Okay.
Exit stage left.
Pursued by
And-
Roxy.
Can Sylvie go to release the rock guy? And did we agree to frame your? Did Roxy and Cynthia agree to frame her dad or not?
Cynthia said she'd be open to it, but I think wanted to discuss logistics.
Okay, we can do that then before we do that. I just feel like we shouldn't leave him sitting in a cell for too long.
Yeah, probably
I think
not.
He's probably cooled off, and I feel like if we keep him too much longer, he's going to be a little pissy.
Yeah, it's been a day.
Just
Day
be
and a
glad
half?
that Joe did take food to him.
Yes.
That was a smart move.
He would have been real mad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not cut out to be in charge of prisons.
No.
We forget.
We forget about our people.
You're not
all
cut
the
out
time.
for a lot of responsibilities, if we're being
That's
honest.
true.
Ouch.
We're also as
Well,
a
you need
superhero team searching
Do
for
a lot
an
of
adult.
emotional you have a lot of emotional growing up to do.
Yeah, fair.
Being a
Um,
hero is one thing. Managing an entire prison system is a whole other
To
thing.
be fair, Roxy was 2 years old, so I don't know what anybody else's excuse is.
Roxy technically has an excuse.
This
Sylvie
is
not
why-
so much because she's
She's so old.
extremely old.
This is why one reason why Cynthia's been like, no prisoners. We should not be holding them because Cynthia, will forget to feed them.
That's why we didn't have plans until Sylvie got here and could magically
Cynthia would
take
fully
care
forget
of
to
them.
water them.
That's why we can't have a cat,
What?
Roxy.
Ugh.
But the cat will remind you to feed it.
I was
You
about
know?
to say.
The cat's not
He's
going
been
to-
fed.
Yeah, he now
Goddamn.
needs love of something else.
Um
Playtime,
I've been
whatever.
petting him, throw things for him.
Needs a sibling.
They told me he should not be around other cats when I adopted him.
Really? Is he mean to other kids? Oh, sorry.
I don't know. No details.
let's
They were like,
make
should be
things
adopted to a single cat
interesting.
household.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
What's going
hang on, wait, sorry. Before I make things interesting, I forgot
Uh-oh.
to add a team to the pool.
yelling.
So we have
Are we
19.
at 19?
19.
19.
Hell yeah.
19.
But-
we got to use one, so we.
Cynthia's communicator rings, and you hear Hecate say, Hecate to Echo.
This is not her communicator, but Echo here.
Please let that be
Mushroom
your
cap.
communicator.
Echo.
Grab
Is that a
Sylvie's
mushroom
by
top?
mistake.
That's actually a spoon. What are we doing? That's your bowl. No, I'm
We're,
It's actually a
she's in
lid.
the lab with Elena.
Yeah.
We're doing lab stuff
That's
and
fair.
eating ice cream while we do lab stuff.
Yeah, they're in the other.
That is, oh yes, I forgot about that because of the awkwardness.
Yeah.
That's right.
Also because Cynthia's going to start yelling
And the
if
buddy
she's around
system.
people. And the buddy system.
Yeah, you.
So picks it up. Echo here.
I've got some initial results back on that knockout drug you left with me to analyze.
Good to know.
I can tell, as we suspected, there is not a lot left, so it's a bit difficult to parse things out, but sort of as we expected, it is incredibly potent. I imagine that this would knock out a normal person for a very long time. And I've been able to identify some of the components that make up this drug, but if we want to make any sort of attempt at recreating it, it's It's going to take a lot more work since the sample was so small.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you for looking at it for me.
Is this avenue something you think we should pursue?
I think we have bigger problems.
Feels adequate.
Roxy's a clone.
Okay.
I don't know if that means the other Roxy running around is also a clone, but the interesting part is Roxy. When Roxy went to the hairspray factory, that is later than the age of the clone. Which suggests several things, all of which are concerning.
Okay. So potentially a bigger organization we might have to contend with than originally expected.
It seems likely. Certainly one that's well equipped enough to do something like that. And to make a clone in the first place. Which I would imagine is a little financially prohibitive.
You need the ability to have a lot of secrecy.
From what I was able to glean, this Roxy's not the first one either.
Okay. As in, it took many attempts to get it right, or there potentially is an army of Roxys either running around or waiting to be released.
My assumption is the first, but I can't rule out the possibility of the second. In which case, we have bigger problems.
Yes. I know you have a lot going on.
We have a whole list.
Do I want to know?
Do you?
Would it be productive for me to know?
Not really, no. Unless you want to do any research on the apparent existence of the human soul and whether or not it's possible to unsell one.
There's just a long pause. What is your top priority currently?
Well, that's back burner. Doesn't matter for the moment. Presumably there's time to deal with it. I am trying just to not think about it right now. Because she's a teammate, I'd say that Roxy's probably biggest priority just because we have a teammate who can just be turned on us at the saying of a command word. We need a way to solve that before we can conceivably take on anything else. Is there a giant werewolf cult around the city? Yes, but I don't feel as comfortable going up against them if we have a potentially compromised team member. Or
the werewolves
two.
have also been around for a while, so
they're probably not acting anytime soon unless something big changes. Roxy's situation does seem to be the most active threat.
is there anything you need to look into this group?
Did you dig into the history of the location for the hairspray factory? Watchdog was able to get a bit of a bead on some of the tactical gear from the people who tried to kidnap me and Rox. Didn't smell like any of our known adversaries or their bases. So some of the team thinks it's all connected, all one organization. I don't want to rule out the possibility, but I think it's unlikely.
Would be nice if all of our bad guys were the same bad guys.
It would make things simpler. But this is not a simple world.
The city is far from simple, and while there is the possibility that a singular organization could have involvement in many different things, the apparent motives behind them seem to wildly differ. At least at this point, with the
Yes.
information we have.
Agreed. So if you could look into anything we have in the files or that can be found out about who was behind this, or presumably still is behind this, that would be the most helpful to me.
I'll see what I can dig up.
Thank you. How are things going on your end? Anything that could use assistance?
Not at the moment.
All right.
Trying to come up with some way to handle this registry, but not a simple problem, won't have a simple solution.
No. We found a guy who can shapeshift, and Roxy had half an idea of using him to impersonate one Councilman Evans, doing something incriminating, which could work, but he's connected and not the only person involved.
It's an idea, but one that could have many risks.
Yeah. Well, as usual, we're not necessarily thinking through the consequences around here as much as I might like.
Stay the voice of reason
uh,
as much as you can.
a high bar.
Perhaps, but you've dealt with worse. And I think Hecate is attempting to shift your labels.
Do I get to know what the shift is before I decide if I... Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just double checking which ones
No
are-
worries.
which one's there. Yeah. So it'd be superior up and danger down.
I have superior locked, so I can't shift
So
anyways.
nothing moves.
Okay.
That is probably a shift she would take, but alas. Alas. One singular
Alas.
lass.
A lass.
One lass.
As opposed to a lad.
Okay.
Do you have any recommendations for how to deal with everything with the Roxy situation? I am going for fireside chat here.
Did you explain to Hecate everything that happened with how Roxy was activated?
I don't think I told her the command phrase.
But
But
did you tell her that there was a command phrase that basically like changed her behavior? Do not remember.
I fully don't remember, but I think that is the kind of thing that Cynthia would have told her.
Okay.
If my memory serves me correctly, I do believe you had told her there was a command phrase.
Just
We've had
'cause-
many sessions.
Yes, how much knowledge she has will affect what she tells you.
Yeah, she would have,
Um,
I think, given her the rundown on what happened, but not the actual command phrase itself.
Yeah. Um, considering it is a mental problem, we'll need to find some way to rewire her brain. I'm not sure what programming in that entails, considering she's a clone, but if there's a way to disable it or turn it off by probing into her memories and thoughts, that'd be the easiest solution. The most straightforward, and my guess, the best guarantee that she won't be affected unless someone is able to undo the changes, so to speak.
We did a little of that. That was how we came across the clone revelation. Her memories just stopped 2 years ago. We had it confirmed through magic.
What?
You remember Texarkana?
Did you manage to wrangle Texarkana into helping you?
No, Texarkana sent somebody called Spuds Mackenzie to help us.
It's just silence across the communicator.
He has an orbiting potato.
Well,
That's going on Motivational Monday quotes.
glad to see that you've managed to recruit some additional allies and ally.
I'm not going to say no to looking at the problem from a different perspective, but it's weird. It's really weird.
From the little that I know of Texarkana, I don't think there's anything not weird about someone who does magic and dresses like a cowboy.
You know, that's a fair point. But we did manage to dig a bit into the memories, and that's how we got the clone information. I can keep looking. It is this kind of fine tuning is not exactly my specialty, but
If you trust this Spuds Mackenzie enough, he might be able to help.
he assisted a bit with the first. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I think that's a fair stance to take.
At this point, I've run out of other avenues I can look for reasonable answers on. So, following this one through.
Okay.
I'll keep you updated.
I'll let you know if I find anything in the meantime.
All right. Thank you.
Echo out.
For what it's worth, Cynthia looks a little cheered up from what Elena would say, just from the fact that she got Hecate to say Spuds Mackenzie. Which
will probably be the last time. From here on out, he is Mackenzie.
It's fair.
That boy.
The potato man.
The assistant.
Get the child of Spuds.
Root vegetable helper.
All right. What are the rest of you going to do?
Well,
Henry has left.
Roxy is in the like main room where everybody was eating ice cream, right?
Yup.
So
I'm a clone.
yeah, there's that.
I'm 2 years old.
There's also that.
Uh-huh.
Um, are you okay?
Probably not. I mean, I'm a clone. I have all my memories, but they're fake. The real Roxy's probably dead. There's how many? We don't know. Probably, I don't know. Whatever number is in the phrase thing, probably that many. If there weren't like failed attempts at making me, and I do have some memory of them saying that they finally did it, and I'm not perfect, but like they finally got it right or something. So that's a little unnerving, and yeah. I hear that you were very mad at Sylvie too, so there's that too.
Yeah. Kind of a long story there. But that was my bad call on my part.
To try to kill Sylvie? Yeah, no, that's probably not good. We have like one rule. I don't know if Echo. No, I do know that Echo has told you this multiple times that we have one rule, and it's no killing. And so, probably don't do that again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to tackle you and hold you down. Just fair warning.
Don't intend to,
Okay.
but you know I care about you guys.
I mean, I don't really want to think about that. I don't know when the real Roxy was gone, but maybe she was your friend first. Maybe I'm just a clone of your friend. I don't know. I'm having a few there's stuff going on, obviously, in my brain.
Rox, I don't know how much you remember / know about when I first kind of came into the fuel good like circle.
I remember.
But we didn't really start talking and hanging out too much until all of this happened. So
so then you are my friend, then, not the other Roxy's friend. Not that that's I don't know. It doesn't matter if she's dead, but if the other Roxy's the real Roxy, then I don't know where she's been. I don't know. There's a lot of questions, and I just feel like I guess I'm happy I have a soul. It's kind of sucky that it's been sold, but you know, having a soul is better than not having a soul, right?
yeah, all the stories I've heard, that's generally positive.
So I guess there's that. they think I have a soul, so that's weirdly comforting and disturbing. Somehow it's both. It must be a good one if they want it.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's obvious.
What do you mean that's obvious?
Rox, out of all of us, I think you probably have the best soul.
That's probably because I'm only 2. That's like limited time to do really horrible things.
I feel like that actually gets Joe thinking, like, huh?
That's not long enough to be jaded yet.
I guess you've got a point there.
Yeah, I mean the 2 years have been really eventful, but like it's not a long time to do bad things. So that might be why. I don't know.
I mean, still, you've been pretty exemplary.
Well, thank you. I don't know. I'm just doing my best. That's all I can do. That's all any of us can do.
Now, I'm gonna be trying to, I guess, improve my best would be the way to put it.
You should always improve your best. Yeah, your best competition, you know? Actually, you should really only compete with yourself. I never really understood all the football rankings and stuff. Like, I know I was on the team, but like, why don't we just want everybody to win?
Well,
Why does that have to be a winner and a loser? Why can't we just like win just different degrees of winning, or like just do better than we did last time and that's a win?
I mean, it's motivation. At least that's how my coaches have put it.
It's motivation to not feel bad about yourself because you didn't accomplish something, even if you did better than the last time you did it, and you should be proud of yourself.
Well, I mean, there is that, but it's also like, it's knowing that you've managed to be the best.
But how do you know you're the best if you've not like competed against every single team in all of the world? You're just the best of New Jersey then. And I don't know if you know this, but New Jersey's not that big.
I mean, we have away games.
Yeah, but like the state of New Jersey, do you know how big it is? It's not that big.
I don't know off the top of my head.
It's like it's a lot smaller than like New York. I don't know the exact proportions, but
the point is, it's a goal. It's something that you want to be better.
Yeah, you got to get the ball to the goal. That's the point.
I mean, like, it's like a bigger goal.
I know. It's a big, like, T-shaped goal.
No, it's not a goal in the
Goals
game.
all the way down.
You know what? It's something to put effort towards.
Oh, okay. Well,
because, I mean, I don't know how it is for the rest of the guys, but for me, big appeal of the game was how much it pushed me.
Like
drove me to break my own limits.
Mm.
And haven't really had a whole lot of opportunities to do that since this.
Oh, you can break your limits at any time.
No, I'm trying to break a different one now, I guess.
You did really good. You broke your own record in not in I don't know, I don't know.
It's all right.
You did really good with Henry right there, okay? The words aren't coming to me, but you did real good right there. You didn't make it weird. You were respectful of her space, and you didn't push her. And I think that is good. And she's going to see that. And Yes. Because change behavior is the only apology that matters.
Okay. My point is, Rox,
Uh-huh.
right now, you're priority number one for the team, and you're priority number one for me. And I mean,
Aw.
you.
You're gonna make me cry, Joe. I feel a little squishy inside right now.
You're a little sniffle in
Like
the corner.
more than usual.
I mean, I think we're all squishy inside.
I mean, yes, technically, except for possibly that rock guy and maybe Iron Maiden. Look,
But-
if anybody's asshole was made of lead, it's definitely hers.
I didn't laugh at that.
Are you sure? It sounded a little bit like you
Nope.
laughed. It's okay to laugh. She's not here. You can laugh. Let it out. We
I
won't
don't
tell
think I'm
her.
ready to just be laughing at her.
We won't tell her.
Your
But-
secret's safe with me.
Thanks,
Appreciate that,
Spuds.
Spuds. But my point is, Rox, you say the word, and I will be there for you, okay?
I mean, you're here for me now. I don't. Yeah, I mean, of course you're going to be there for me. If I call you, you'll come if I need you. That's how it works. That's how friendship works, right?
Yeah, but I mean, before, my priorities were kind of out of whack. I mean, they're probably still out of whack, but
What do you mean? I mean, like, of course. I mean, you have to prioritize. I can't just like say, what if everybody needed help at the same time? Then you got to like triage shit, you know? That doesn't make you a bad person. You just got to triage shit.
yeah, but I guess
Are you
what I'm saying is that you're at the top of the list.
So I'm
for
more
that.
important than football?
I think football's a pile of wreckage on the beach at this point, but
You're not wrong. I mean, it was always kind of a pile of wreckage if you really think about it. But anyways,
what?
Yeah, it's called tackling.
I mean, like, it's probably fine for you and me, but think about all the head injuries that are gonna come from this. And you know what it can do to your brain? Oh my god. They should really only have superhero teams because those people are gonna be fucked up after too many hits.
You're not wrong. A lot of the other quarterbacks on other teams are a little.
Quarterbacks have it easier than a lot of people too.
No,
I mean, they get sacked a good amount, but you know,
Yeah.
they got a lot of people protecting them.
Huh. If I have any goodwill left with the coach, I guess I'll bring that up.
Well, I mean, I know that they have helmets, but they're just like the leather helmets. We got to do something about that because you know, like. Anyways, I mean, we do have bigger problems than brain injuries in football games, but so that maybe is a future issue that we take up with the coach.
Put it at the bottom of the list at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I just think about concussions are really bad for you. Can cause permanent damage, can fuck up your psyche.
Yeah, but
Anyways,
I'm gonna do what I can for you, okay?
okay. Same. I know that my problem is the most important, and normally I would be like, absolutely not. My problem is not the most important. Let's solve every. But unfortunately, if some words can make me into some sort of super soldier, killing machine, then yeah, we gotta prioritize my brain. Unfortunately, I'm really excited to meet the other Roxy though, and to tell our family. Now there's two of us. They're gonna be so excited.
I think they'll be excited, but
Probably. Tony
I
might
just-
be a little annoyed. I'm not sure, but he already knows this too.
I just want you to know that no matter what happens, I've got your best interests in mind, okay?
What are you? Is there some sort of thing that I'm missing right now? Because you keep saying that, and I'm. Is there something that I'm not understanding? Am I missing something? I miss things sometimes.
I think Joe sort of thinks for a second. Yes, but I can't tell you. Because the person whose secret this is specifically asked me not to tell anyone. But I'm worried, especially now, knowing what we know about you, keeping this secret from you might hurt you more than it might help. I'm going to try to talk to them about it.
Why do they want to keep it a secret from me?
I can't really say, Rox.
Okay. But you just said I was your top priority.
You are.
Doesn't that mean that your allegiance to them is actually lower on the list than me as a priority?
It is, but I'm also taking your lesson on ambushing in mind. And I
Fair.
want to talk to them first.
Well, if it's going to be extremely impactful to my life, I think that, I mean, if it were me, I would say, hey, I'd really love to keep you secret. Even though I'm shit at keeping secrets, it's really kind of a problem that I need to work on.
You?
Yeah. I mean, like I try, but and good
Oh,
sometimes.
You mean not keeping secrets? Sorry, the way you said that, I thought you were keeping
no,
secrets.
I'm shit at keeping secrets. Like,
Yeah, we know.
You can't tell me if you're planning a surprise party for somebody. I'm gonna definitely spill the beans somehow. It's a problem. Anyways, I mean, I feel like just honesty is so much easier than secrecy. I'd be really bad at politics and super covert stuff. So it's kind of weird to me that I might actually be like a covert agent or something because I'm really bad at that stuff. So like I don't understand how that happened and how I got picked for that because wow.
Makes a weird sort of sense to me. The only way to get you to successfully lie is to make it so even you don't know that you're lying.
Huh. So what you're saying is that possibly, I mean, we can't confirm or deny until we find them, and then I don't know, I let you go wolf on them a little until they're scared, and then we can talk about, we can get the information out of them, or maybe I don't know, whatever. Good cop, bad cop, good cop, bad wolf. I don't know how. Cowboy.
Puts the thumb over the couch at Eugene. Good wolf, bad wolf.
I love it. I love it. High five. That was a good joke about yourself. I like that you're developing the sense of humor. It's a good coping skill for me because sometimes shit gets way heavy, especially right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to figure that out.
I'm gonna make a lot of jokes about being 2 years old. It's gonna get weird for everybody.
You know, I'm gonna throw this out. Maybe don't do that too much because I feel like it's gonna make it weird for Cynthia and Elena. That's like,
and Sylvie, who's like at least 80.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wait, so she wasn't just like, she like looks over at the couch at Sylvie and then back to Roxy. So you guys are actually,
yeah, we got like a 78 age difference or something like that.
okay.
I assume that when I was cloned, I was like developed as like a full adult human. So like I'm probably, but comparable age. But chronologically, I am only 2.
But I mean, that's still weird.
Only if you think about it too hard.
What exactly do you think Cynthia's doing right now?
She's probably mad at you and Sylvie, actually. If I had to be honest with you. Because
Oh,
she's
yeah,
going
been...
through a rough time coping with, the sale of her soul and her dad putting us all on a registry. And then you two try to kill each other in the room. And then all of a sudden you're not trying to kill each other. It's a little fucking unnerving. I wasn't here, though, so I'm not as unnerved as everyone. I just heard the story secondhand from Elena. And
I need to talk to her about that, I guess.
you should probably tell her what the hell happened, because she probably thinks you're having a psychotic break. But maybe give her a couple minutes, because I think she's mad. But she probably does think you finally lost it. I'm not gonna lie. It's the most logical conclusion, and she's a scientist, so
At a certain point, I have questions myself
about whether or not you're insane.
Rox, a lot of shit has changed very rapidly for me within the past, not even 2 weeks. It's...
No, I know. I just found out I'm a clone.
I mean, if you're living the life of a superhero, you've already got a certain level of insanity going on.
Thank you, Spuds.
You just gotta embrace it sometimes.
Look, the first 2 years of my life have just been nonstop roller coasters, so here we are. Actually, the only 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I gotta talk to Grandpa less about this, because, if all this, crazy shit happens to you in your first, developmental years, then it can really mess up your brain development. But I hope that I have a fully formed brain. I hope.
Does your grandpa take superhero cases?
I assume so. Why wouldn't he? We're just like regular people, but we can do interesting shit like lift cars over our heads, or climb a building with our awesome claws, or hold a building together by squishing or reducing gravity, whatever. I don't really understand fully how Elena's powers work. I just know that she's a bad bitch.
Elena doesn't understand how Elena's powers work.
She could probably kill everybody in the city if she wanted to. Anyways.
It'd look pretty cool, though.
So many heads would pop like grapes.
That's less cool.
I think it's cool, but I can see why you would. Actually, I don't fully understand your weirdness about gore, but it's fine.
It's... He sort of scratches the back of his head. It's something from back home. Messing with the dead, it's...
But they're not dead when you messed with them. They were alive. And then you mess with them, and that's why they're dead.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Okay. Well, someday when we're not dealing with 800 crises, I would love to hear the story. I'd like to hear a lot more about back home and the reservation and stuff. That looks at Eugene. Do you still live on the reservation? I'd love to hear more about just in general your culture and stuff like that. It's interesting.
I mean, I only half remember a lot of it, but sure.
But your mom was raised in it, right? So did she bring that culture with you when you came here, or did she just kind of...
I feel like there's a unanimous flinch from Joe and Eugene on that. Technically, yeah, my mom is Navajo, but she didn't want to be. It's complicated.
Is that internalized racism?
No, it's more she wanted a different life.
I mean, you don't have to do one or the other. You can do both. Does that make sense? You can both honor your culture and diverge from what the stereotypical roles are in your culture.
But she didn't want to, Rox. That's kind of why she wanted to leave.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not. Okay.
Sorry,
I won't get into it too much. We don't have to go there today. If you don't want to unpack that one, we don't have to.
No, we're leaving that playbook closed for today.
That's totally fine, Joe. No
That
pressure.
one back on the shelf.
We have more pressing issues. It's called triage.
Yeah. And about that.
But if you ever do want to talk, I'm more than happy to listen.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. For
Okay.
right now, I gotta check out the hairspray factory.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a random thought. Like, do I technically have a culture if I'm only 2 years old and my memories are fake and I'm a clone? And what's clone culture? I don't understand.
Basically,
and is all my intelligence artificial?
No, I mean, you've been like thinking those 2 years, right? So like,
well, yeah,
you're not just whatever was put in you. A, and B, I mean,
I would really hope not.
I don't know a whole lot about Italy, but it seems like you've been raised pretty solidly Italian.
Italian American. It's a little different, you know. It's like mixed with, you know, New Yorker. So it's
you didn't even know you were a clone, so I guess culturally you're still just
I'm an Italian American clone.
I don't know if you need to include the clone part, but
oh, okay. I probably won't go around telling people I'm a clone. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna, if we ever have like get back to a normal life, which now I really don't have to because there is another Roxy. So I could just be a trophy wife wait, hold on. I'm not finished yet. / superhero organizer.
I know, but take it from me. It is a lot better to have something more stable than all this grounding you. Because I've been in the process of losing what I was using to ground me, and it fucking sucks.
Well, okay, we could go over that because all the things that you were using to ground you were external things, and you need some internal coping mechanisms in as well. Like external ones are okay for once in a while, but you can't be fully dependent on external because they're not always going to be there necessarily, right?
I'm sorry. What mechanisms?
Internal coping mechanisms is what Grandpa Les calls them.
So, like, things inside of you?
Things that you can do yourself. For example, right now, our lives are a goddamn shit show. The Fae own, sorry, Sylvie. The Fae own our souls. There's a werewolf cult. My brain is all fucked up and I'm a clone. Like, but if I have a giant meltdown right now and like, I don't know, wreck some buildings or something because I'm upset because everything I thought that was real is not real, except for, you know, like the things that I've acquired in the past 2 years. But anything before that was just a memory and I wasn't actually there and I didn't actually experience it. So that's a whole mind fuck.
A lot.
And, you know, your ex-girlfriend's mom is a crazy bitch who might want to kill you. And maybe me too, who knows. And wait, there's going to be a well, you know, things happen. She's probably going to kill me. Okay. I think she probably still hates you more than me. Anyway,
shelf.
But that's a lot, right? Like that whole list right there, right? So one thing that I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed, which is a lot fucking lately, if I'm honest, I've been overwhelmed at least 4 times during this whole conversation.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's just the circumstances. It's not. I mean, like, even if we didn't talk about it, it would still feel overwhelming because it's still happening. You know, actually talking about it makes you feel a little less overwhelmed by it because you can kind of process it verbally. Anyways,
Then not sorry.
Yeah, don't be sorry. You don't need to apologize for stuff that isn't your fault. Don't do that.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't want you to do that because then you just think that everything's your responsibility, and then you get that whole thing that you've had going on for who knows how long, where you feel like you got to solve everything yourself and the whole world is on your back alone. That's just, yeah. Anyways, there are things I can control in this situation, all these situations, and there are things that I can't control. And sometimes in certain situations, literally the only thing you can control is the way that you respond to the situation. So I like to call that one super self-control. Because I'm a superhero and self-control. Yeah, because I'm right. Well, Grandpa Les calls it radical acceptance. I like super self-control, whatever. Because I'm just like, it's kind of like going, well, fuck it, I can't control that one. Well, fuck it, I can't control that. I feel like some people might have other ways of coping with things they can't control. Some of them might be dating me. I don't know. They might have contingency plans for everything. Okay.
That's another one for the shelf.
But I just go, well, fuck it. There's nothing I can do about that right now. And, well, if I'm going to make myself sick with worry, that's not going to help the situation. So, let's have some ice cream or, I guess this just is what it is. That's what we're doing today. I'm a clone today. There's nothing I can do about it. So, that's what we're doing today, Like, if I break down, then it's really not helpful. It's actually the opposite of helpful. The many, many contingency plans is actually more helpful than the breakdown, Does that make sense? That's my favorite internal coping mechanism. But there's lots that you can have. Like, you can reframe the situation to think about it from a different perspective so that you don't get stuck into the same weird loop of thinking about things. Or, yeah. That's what I mean by internal. External would be like distracting yourself by playing football. Not that you shouldn't do those things still.
I was about to say, there's just like a guilty look on Joe's face.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't do those things because you should still do things that you enjoy and you do for yourself. What I'm saying is that if you use this thing to avoid your problems at all costs, then it's no longer really helpful. If you're using it to take a break from your problems, because Lord knows we all need a break from problems, then that's how you use an external coping skill. Does that make sense? No? These are a lot of big words. I know it's a lot to process. It took me a while to get. Actually, I guess technically I didn't have to learn all this stuff because it was just downloaded into my brain. Which is fucking weird.
You think they can do that on somebody who's not cloned? Because that would really help with my classes. I've missed a lot.
Oh no! I have no idea. Well, you know what we can do about it? Is we can try to figure out the brain unhooking thing. We can say those words that make me do the thing and follow my super soldier ass wherever it's going. And then, somebody can stun gun me or like pheromone me or whatever you got to do before I get there and give myself to them. But then we found them, then we unhooked the brain. And then if they ever say it to me, well, I'm really bad at pretending. So Maybe I should work on that. Because, like, if I could pretend like I was this super soldier under their control, like, maybe we could get more info. Maybe I could figure out the brain downloading program for you, and then could download your classes in your brain. I'm sure that Cynthia could figure out how to use the equipment or technology.
Oh man, that make learning new plays a breeze.
This is interesting ways I've never thought about
I think
using
you
brain downloads
Joe,
that way.
You feel a little flick on the back of your head. And Eugene just says, "What happened to wanting to push your limits?"
Good point.
He
That
got
is
the
kind of a
cheat
cheat, isn't it?
codes. He got the cheat codes, and he said, "Fuck those limits. I got cheat codes."
That's a good point. Yeah. Plus, just having that out there, that is going to be something that assholes like Councilman Evans are going to try to abuse.
If he isn't already involved in it.
Well, we'll see about that. But we should get going. He sort of gestures to like Eugene.
Are we
himself.
going to the hairspray fest? What are we doing?
You are staying here.
Why do I have to stay here? Am I grounded now?
I don't think I have that authority.
You
But
definitely
I also don't have the authority to just let you leave right now. Because with everything that's going on, you are both the primary concern and in the most danger out of all of us.
I don't know. You could throw through a building.
Rox, 5 words and you are completely turned against us. That's a massive risk.
Well, that's true. Hopefully I wouldn't kill you. I wonder what would happen. But we should probably not find out.
You've
But
done some
sometimes
serious
my
damage
brain
to me
just
on...
asks weird questions.
You've done some serious damage to me on accident when you weren't trying.
That's true. Can I ask you something? So I threw you, right? At the junkyard. And Iron Maiden threw you. Which one of us threw you harder? Because I wasn't even going full strength there. You know?
Iron Maiden.
She threw you harder?
Well, I cleared a few buildings, so yeah.
I could throw you through a few buildings easy peasy. No problem.
We're not doing that.
I could throw you so far, Joe.
Rox.
Especially if you let me spin you around, that we could like yell. Yeet!
Rox.
What? I wouldn't throw you into buildings unless I had a good reason for it, like we were saving the world from a werewolf cult. And I needed to use you as a projectile lycanthrope.
I feel like Joe sort of...
For some reason.
I feel like Joe sort of gingerly takes Roxy by the shoulders and like leans in and like effectively puts his nose on her forehead.
What are we doing? This is okay.
And he just sort of whispers, I know you're stressed out and I know it's scary. But to make sure that the rest of us aren't freaking out, you need to stay here, okay?
I suppose you're right. At least I will know where Iron Maiden is for the next couple hours. So if you're going to go, now's the time to go. But maybe be back in like the next couple of hours, because I have a feeling that either it'll be fine or somebody's going to be real mad that wants to find you in like 2 hours. So I'll be calling you in a couple hours.
That was my guess.
Yeah, maybe skedaddle. All right, Dad, keep him safe. I'm going to hang out with the potato wizard.
Yeah.
On the spuds.
Make yourself at home, Spuds. It's...
Ooh, I'll have a second bowl of ice cream then.
Just don't go in the room marked don't touch. That's a mess.
Which one?
What? Which room? There's a lot that we can't go in anymore because it's
Just
a catastrophe.
refer to Echo if you have questions about what rooms to go in.
She does label things well, though, so I feel like you'll be
Keep
fine.
an eye out for the signs.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's things that say Roxy, no, seriously, no. It's very delicate. And then there's ones that go, Sylvie, seriously, don't fucking touch that. You know, so.
And Joe will head out with Eugene to the site of the hairspray factory.
Are Cynthia and Elena just gonna keep hanging out in whatever workroom they're in for a bit?
Elena's fine with it until Cynthia wants to go
Yeah.
try socializing again. We've got plenty of ice cream.
I think Cynthia's also trying to think back on what they've learned from, or what she learned from looking into Roxy's head to try and figure out some of the mechanics there. I don't think she knows what she's looking for, though, so I'm just trying to poke at things without having the actual subject there.
Okay.
Mentally poking your brain. Because I
I'm not
love
touching you. I'm not touching you.
You know that I can feel that.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. You have telekinesis. They're ghost fingers.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
How you
I'll
pinch my butt from
say-
across the room.
Yeah.
Such a good power.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
yeah, you can just think back on it and the sensation of looking through Roxy's head and her memories and remembering the feeling of how Spuds Mackenzie was helping out. But you said you're not like telepathically trying to connect with Roxy. It's just
No.
thinking over everything that's happened.
Yeah, just so she feels like she has a better idea of what she's getting into the next time she does this. Oh, no, I don't love that.
What?
I don't know how I just managed to do that.
You are
Lean
one with
that
the
far enough
void.
that everything's blended into the background.
Yeah, it
You
doesn't
gotta
work
lean your
out.
head forward, extend your head forward a little bit, get everything to... No, lean back farther. You need your shoulders back and your head forward.
I feel like we should go back when we have the recording and take a screenshot of just
Crow's
Crow's head
in the
floating.
little like
and make it
Float.
a emoji on the Discord.
Oh my god,
floating
yeah.
head crow.
The-
Yes,
the-
I'm
that's
here
all,
for
folks.
it. I'm here.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Saturday morning cartoon emoji.
Keeping that in mind, I think we can go ahead and take a break and then pick up with Joe and Eugene at the remains of the hairspray factory.
Do we want to say that Sylvie I think Sylvie was going to meet with Leo, right?
Oh, Sylvie already did that.
Yeah.
Sylvie's waiting for Leo to get back to her by leaving
Okay.
a message. So Sylvie can just like hang out in the background. Maybe
Yeah.
go.
Fix
She's making more
the
blue ice
portal upstairs.
She's not unwrapping that thing.
No, I know. I just don't know what she's doing.
Yeah. Maybe she'll retreat to like a separate room with Freya and just be alone.
Decompressing
Fair.
time.
Have some alone time.
Frame at the wall time.
Yeah.
That's
so
fair.
back
Then I'll
Yeah.
go bother the girls. I'll bring Spuds.
Hey, this might come out as total madness, but just wait. I really need to tell you something. 'Cause I feel alone in a room, surrounded by people I wanna know. If you're feeling it too, out on the roof, here with you, it all seems so distant. With you, under street lights, right next to the skyline. With you, yeah, you. I've been listening to so many of my days. Now you just
an answer right away here, so I'll
It's a
go
cowboy.
first.
Lizard cowboy.
What is
Texarkana cosplay.
Rude.
That's Crow. He's annoyed with us for ruining the surprise.
Son of a. I mean, you could have predicted it, but like, come on, man. Try to
Not
be
on your
anyway.
plate. It's hard to make friends when you're keeping a secret, like your identity. I get that. That's why I probably fell for all the girls. It was nice to have somebody else who was just in it. I didn't have to tell them that, oh yeah, by the way, I might never die or age, or could be some sort of weird science experiment. And I can punch things real hard. And also,
I mean, in all fairness, if you're a science experiment, I think that just turns Cynthia on.
it's fair. That's fair.
Out in the
Is
living
that-
room, Eugene chokes.
Rox?
Yeah. Good news. I'm not dead.
That is good news, yes.
We didn't get in a fight. I picked up Henry, and then we found her mom, and then she stood up to her and set boundaries, and it was good. It was very,
And-
very good.
Iron Maiden respected those boundaries.
No, absolutely not. She's an asshole.
Okay.
She
Glad
did-
you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't start a fight with me. Maybe having Henry there, well, I did promise Henry I wouldn't punch her mom first.
I appreciate that.
I wasn't gonna. Well, I don't really want to start fights. I don't know if I've actually ever started a fight, except for the time I started a fight with a wall at the hairspray factory, or that time I broke reality. But that's not really fighting people. That's like objects. Whatever. It's philosophical things. It's late. I don't know. I've got.
I feel like shortly after Liz leaves, Janet comes back into the garage, like locks eyes with Parker. We're stealing mail. Get dressed.
God damn it, Janet. Cut to black.
Oh my god. Okay. This will not go horribly wrong. Okay. Oh, with that,
Well, can I really quick? Because this is fast. Because this is like a total counter to what Janet just did. When Liz gets home, Dominic's sitting outside the gate, and that's when he says it out loud to her. So now his animals picked up on him saying it. So it's like the plans are just everything's gone to crap.
Okay.
all right.
So what is effectively happening is that one meme of someone about to get shot and someone's like, no, 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 no. They're just diving in front of each other.
Pretty much.
Okay.
My addendum.
Flynn's asleep.
Yeah, my
Oh my
addendum.
God.
Flynn is asleep. No.
What a way to end off episode 2. What a cliffhanger.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try, but they can never take me down. Ooh, 'cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love. life will push you down, make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got, and I know you'll make mistakes. Get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, show me life, show me love. Make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love.
Who has
And now I'm stopping ya.
Okay.
I didn't think this far ahead.
You started the game and you
Sorry.
tripped yourself
I
up.
just wanted to shut Crow up, so I pushed the button.
Wasn't prepared for this.
With great power comes great responsibility,
I
Charlie.
did this to myself.
We love that for you.
Anyway, Joe and Eugene are heading over to look at where the airspray factory was.
Yes.
You can get over to that area of the city.
I imagine it's got to be under construction of some kind at this point. They didn't.
Oh
just
yeah,
leave
no,
it in
there's a
rubble.
whole like metal fence, like temporary metal fence set up around the entire site. There's construction equipment in there. Piles of rubble and debris have been made. So it's like it's moving. Someone's
Yeah.
doing something.
Which means
But
that
it
we
does
might
smell
not
there
find
are
the
some
light.
like initial whiffs of similarities to that bag you picked up.
All right, this is the spot.
Not recent, but lingering sense from how long this place was here.
Let's see what we can find.
Are you breaking in?
Oh yeah.
Broad daylight, okay.
I'm a sneaky.
Keep telling yourself that. What are you trying to do?
Well, I've still got straight up creep in here.
Oh yes, make me think on my feet some more. This will not go terribly wrong.
I'm a creep. Mhm.
Oh my god.
What the hell am I doing here?
I don't fucking know.
Me neither.
It's from the beacon.
I know, I'm just
Oh.
flipping to that. It's flipped too far. Okay. Roll plus mundane.
Yep. Here we go. Okay. Rolled a 7 plus 3, so that gets me up to a 10. Okay. So, we're going to start with who or what here is not what they seem. And I will lead into this by saying, as Joe's looking around, he's sort of thinking to himself, okay, so I'm a super evil conspiracy that doesn't want to be found out, that's making copies of someone. How do I leave no evidence of that when my building just gets blown the fuck up? He's gonna start looking around on the ground and see if he can find any sort of subterranean access.
Hmm. I'll say you can find where there once was an entrance to an underground parking garage.
I'm guessing it's not accessible at the time, though.
Yeah, everything looks to have been like collapsed. So there's just piles of rubble at this point.
So, in short, everything here is what they seem.
From the surface. Yeah.
Pull out my communicator real quick. Watchdog to Echo.
Echo here. What?
I don't
What
know.
was that?
Echo here. No, Echo here.
I'm at the site of the old factory. I have an idea, but it looks like I kind of hit a dead end here.
What's the dead end? What's the idea?
Well, I'm thinking it over. I don't know, obviously, but I'm guessing all the stuff that you'd need to copy a person, that would take up a lot of space. And
Presumably.
if the factory itself was just a cover, like you and Hecate looked through the rubble, right? You didn't find any sort of evidence like that.
No.
So my guess is they might have had something underground, but it looks like the only access from ground level is caved in. Do you have any sort of, like, I don't know, construction records for the area?
I can look.
Yeah, give that a shot. I'm gonna keep on looking around here, see what else I might be able to find.
All right, I'm gonna. So back when the factory collapsed, if we collected any case information on it, I'm gonna pull that up.
Okay.
As long as I have you on the line, sorry.
About?
A lot of things, primarily what happened with Sylvie.
Subtle.
I'm still working on the improvisation thing.
We'll get there.
Oh,
I assume it's something between the two of you. I'm just.
yes and
How do you
no.
go from trying to kill her to that?
It's complicated. I will tell you more when I get back and you're ready to listen to a few stories. But I'll see what I can find here, and before you reach out to Tony, I'm gonna talk to him first.
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say at this point that with everything going on with Roxy, he needs to come clean.
Okay. Okay.
There's just too many damn secrets.
That's rich coming from
Part of
you,
it.
buddy.
You forget,
Comes with the
Joe,
territory. We all have secrets. But fair enough, I suppose.
Just if it's something in like the DeMarco genetics that's letting them, he
Yeah.
needs to know. and he needs to be fully honest.
Okay. That makes sense. As much sense as any of this makes these days. I'll keep looking at the records, but see if you can find any adjacent properties. There are chances that any exits might not have necessarily only been within the bounds of the factory. Especially if you want to get people in and out without other people noticing.
Good call.
I do sometimes know what I'm doing.
You know a lot of the time.
You said it on me.
That's true. And Cynthia,
Yes.
I'm sorry I've been another problem for you to deal with.
I don't think you need to apologize for that. It's not something within your control.
Some of it has been.
Some of it.
and I've
but-
not handled it well.
I didn't agree to any sort of leadership position on this team without being aware that sometimes these kinds of leadership positions involve a bit of finesse.
I'm here to help. Okay?
I know. I think the important thing is that you're trying. I just hope that we can help you with wherever this ends up going when shit hits the fan even more. And I'm hoping that in return you'll be willing to help the rest of us when our own respective shit hits the fan.
With any luck, we can catch the ship before it hits the fan. That's a weird way to phrase that. I think you get it.
I get what you're trying to say, but let's avoid any literal catching of shit.
Yeah, that's just gross. All right, I'm gonna keep looking around. I'll radio if I find anything else.
Good luck. Stay safe.
Watchdog out.
Echo out.
And following her advice, I'll do a quick search of the surroundings, I suppose. And I'll throw in my second question here. Whose place is this?
That is a tricky question. Because since it is under construction, it is technically under a new person's place than it was before. So, do you want to know who currently owns this place or who used to own this place?
We used to, if I can swing it.
Walking around as you pass by some of the piles of rubble that have been moved around. You catch sight of something sticking out of one of the piles at a weird angle. and go over to pull it out, and it is small and rectangular and made of hard plastic and looks to be an identification, like not like a regular badge that you might see, and it doesn't have much like personal information on it. It's kind of like something, kind of like a pass. Like you would show it and then be like, okay.
Like a bus card almost sort of deal.
Yeah. But it's not something like you would swipe. It's not like something you'd scan since we're not quite that advanced yet.
So it's like a name tag without the tag or without the name.
Yeah, basically. Kind of like if you had. It's not a visitor pass, but kind of like a generic visitor pass. And on it says that it is for see how specific would it get? It says in like big title case letters, Jefferson Research Industry, and then a smaller title that says Research and Development.
I feel like Joe sort of like picks it loose. Oh shit. Yes. Yes. I feel like he sort of pops open the onesie and stuffs it into an interior pocket just to make sure it's safe. Okay.
So uncomfortable.
Yes, yes. All right. I'll give it one last scan. Ask Eugene if he's found anything else, and if not, I'm not going to immediately return to base. I'm going to try to find a relatively secluded payphone to use.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably find one. This
All right.
area, one that's just like around the corner on the side of a building.
And I am going to give a call to Tony DeMarco. Well,
Feel
suppose
good
we'll
repairs.
yeah, we'll start with feel good repairs.
Okay. I'd say probably at this point, like all their landlines,
Yep.
they're just connected to the same number. And it rings a few times, keeps ringing, and then it's picked up. And Tony says, kind of out of breath, "Ugh. Yeah, feel good repairs. What can I do for you?"
Hey, man.
Hey, how's it hanging, Joe? Everything good? You kind of ran off and disappeared, and
Oh,
didn't know if you were dead, honestly.
shit. Yeah, sorry. It's been a crazy bit. Yes, I'm okay. We're all okay. Just had to take care of some things, you know.
Okay.
Are you alone right now?
Kinda. I mean, Roxy's upstairs, so no one else is really in the shop right now, but just like forewarning, someone could walk through the door.
say something if someone's in earshot here, man. Had to take care of superhero stuff. Um, but I figured you should probably hear this from me.
Okay.
We ran some tests on Roxy, the Roxy that came back with us. I assume they told you about all that. Yeah, they told you about all that.
People have literally been saying there are two Roxys, so I know we
The
were
one
supposed to keep them separate, but
that's
I haven't had any updates since you left me at the restaurant.
well, this is that update. Our Roxy's a clone.
It's just silence on the line.
And we don't know if your Roxy isn't also a clone. Tony, your sister is going through a hell of a lot right now. And the last thing she needs is her brother not telling her the whole truth. Especially when there's a strong chance that Roxy was cloned before her original, as it were, was taken. Whoever did this probably affected you and your entire family. In order to get away with this. Right now, there needs to be full transparency, and that includes transparency about Growl.
What? So you think our whole family's just clones?
We don't know. But I do know that if your sister knew that she wasn't the only one wrestling with whether or not she's human, that would help her a lot.
He's just silent on the phone. Are you sure it would help, or would it just add to the list of problems?
Honestly, I don't know. But I do know that I have spent about the past week now having to explain the truth of things to a lot of people I've been close to. And things have been getting better faster the more I've been honest. Better for them and for me. I'm not going to force you, Tony. But your sister, however many of them may be, needs her brother.
So what am I supposed to do with the Roxy that I have here?
Well, Echo's probably going to reach out to set up specifics, but we do want them to meet. Because with confirmation
World's
of...
not gonna explode.
Yeah, with
Like, we're clear of that?
confirmation, we're clear of that. They're not the exact same person, or at the very least, they're not the exact same person in the way we thought they might be. So, man, this is so messed up.
You're telling me. Is it safe for this Roxy to, like, be out and about, or are we still trying to maintain a certain level of secrecy? Because I'm running out of excuses for trying to keep her shut up and feel good repairs.
I'll radio Echo, have her set up things with the two of you right away. Once Roxy 1 meets Roxy 2, I think Roxy 2 is going to understand a bit better what's going on.
Okay.
And hey, as long as I've got you on the line, I don't know if anything's made it down the pipeline to you yet, but I mean, we heard that announcement yesterday in regards to the registry.
I mean,
Do you
that at the
know...
very least has been all over the news.
Yeah. Do you know how the PAX reacted?
Not really. No words gotten to me, so I mean, they've been pretty secretive up until now. So
Yeah, it's kind of my
as
thought
far
here
as
is...
as far as they're concerned, they've been doing a good job of keeping under the radar. So, and as far
That's...
as everyone else knows, you're just some superhero.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if our large and in charge friend is concerned about this, because if they aren't, you know, might be some evidence to who they might actually be.
What, you think they're involved with the people making these decisions?
We could get lucky and they are, but certainly start paring down the list of enemies we're making.
Maybe. Or they just think they're too powerful that something like this can't touch them.
There's also that, but given how careful they've been up till this point, they would at the very least have to have some sort of plan of getting around this, I'd think. But I guess that's discussion for later.
Maybe. Probably be more concerned if there was some group of teenage mutant ninja werewolves out there or something, but it's just you, so one person can just be an anomaly.
That's... Huh. Noted. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna radio Echo. She should be reaching out to you soon.
Yay.
And Tony, thanks for everything, man. For what it's worth, you've been a pretty good teacher. I don't think I'd say that enough.
Starting to sound like you're gonna fire me.
More supplement you, I guess.
Oh boy.
Out of character, I forget. Has he met Eugene yet?
Nope. Well,
he did briefly.
Yes, briefly, because you showed up at the cabin he was out with him and he was not happy about it, but they have not talked face to face.
Yeah.
He was just like, why are you showing up with a strange werewolf when you told me to get the fuck out of town with the other Roxy?
Yeah. I mean, with any luck, you and my dad will have a chance to talk and you can really realize how far up Schitt's Creek we are. Alright, I'll get things set up. Stay safe, man.
Okay.
And true to his word, Joe will get on the radio. Watchdog to Echo.
Echo here.
I've got good news and news. Which do you want first?
News.
Talked with Tony.
Okay.
Gave him a bit of an update. He's waiting details for R&R contact from you. Figured I'd let you set it up.
I can do that. Sure. So that I can plan this better, do you know when you'll be back?
I'm on my way back now. Shouldn't be more than an hour or so, depending upon what foot traffic's like.
Okay.
What's
the good news?
I completely blanked on the name I found on the card.
Jefferson Research Industry, I think. Yes.
Jefferson Research Industries. They were the folks behind the hairspray factory. I found one of their access cards.
Is that a name Cynthia would recognize?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm bringing the card back for whatever you can science off of it. But, I mean, that's a name, right? Like, that's big.
It's a start. Thank you for finding it.
If nothing else, I'm a great hunting dog, I guess.
Okay.
Sorry, Roxy said something about coping mechanisms. I'm trying humor.
Fair. You are good at finding things. This is true.
I'll give you that one.
All right. So I should expect you shortly?
Yeah. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Watchdog out.
Echo out.
And I will start heading back to base.
Okay.
All right. Echo is gonna place that call in that case, since I believe Tony still has his communicator.
Yep.
She's gonna buzz it, see if he answers.
With just nothing, just like a little bit of static to get his attention.
I think as a player, I'm like, fuck it. She's just gonna be like, Tony, you there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, we're going to arrange a meeting. I assume that Watchdog filled you in.
On the current state of affairs.
She's a clone.
Who would have thought?
Oh, whoever made her that way, I guess. But seeing as there's probably not much of a risk of imminent destruction of the world. Yeah, meeting.
Where'd you like me to go?
When are you free?
I could probably close up shop early. I'll, I think the sooner I can let Roxy get out of the house so she stops bugging me, the better it'll probably be.
That's fair.
It's this way I won't have to keep worrying she'll sneak out.
Do you have any preferences on where we meet? Because I have thoughts, but it's yours and your Roxy's comfort that would be paramount here.
Anywhere that's secure where we're not gonna draw undue attention or risk whatever. If the people that are after Roxy are still a risk, won't risk running into them.
Well, my usual go-to for these is a junkyard on the south side of town. Too weird?
Not
You would
necessarily
know-
weird, but it feels a little exposed, out in the open.
All right. In that case, I'm going to give you an address of a warehouse out on the east side and
Okay.
a time to be there.
Okay.
When you get there, it'll probably look abandoned. It's not, just radio me.
All right.
And she'll give him the address to not the same one, but like similar to one of the warehouses that showed up earlier in the campaign.
Okay.
And then she'll start hang up, radio, watchdog back. Echo to watchdog.
Oh, yep. Watchdog here.
And she'll give him the name of the warehouse they're meeting at, or the address of the warehouse and the time. It's up to you whether you want to meet us here or meet us there. But if you go there first, you don't have the key. So
I think I'll head to base first if it's all the same to you.
it's all the same to me.
I don't know.
All right.
Feels like with all this going on, buddy system or no, we should probably stick together, yeah? As much as
I'd agree
possible.
with that. Yes.
All
All right.
Be there shortly.
Okay.
Stupid
See you soon.
pigeons.
All right then.
So Watchdog can get back to base.
Hey.
And Echo's gonna. I assume the Easy Living was there the whole time.
Oh,
It's like, what?
if she overheard the communicator, she just learned that
It
Tony.
depends on how we do the communicators, if they're like speakerphones or
That's not
From-
how I was picturing them, considering how many mildly sus conversations we've had throughout the whole campaign.
yeah, I was gonna say I think they're more like phones instead of like a walkie-talkie.
It's also worth noting that Watchdog was not particularly explicit about what Tony's hiding.
Yeah. Yes. Still,
For
given
all
the
Elena knows, it could have to do with the mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in
'Cause
my
that's
head,
another thing that Roxy doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my
Joe
head, they're like
explicitly-
phones because we've all ganged up on one receiver
Yeah.
before.
That's true. That's true.
Real close.
Though Joe did explicitly not know about the mafia thing because he had a whole reaction to that.
Yeah.
But he knows now.
That's true.
So in theory, it could be like, you need to come clean about this thing that I just discovered.
Is this going to be the episodes of Roxalations? Where Roxy learns all of the uncomfortable truths about herself.
Oh my god.
Her family deepest,
Possibly.
darkest secrets.
Werewolf Mafia. But Roxy, yeah. If that comes up, we'll see how Roxy reacts.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We'll cross
Yep.
that bridge when we burn it.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
or we're gonna cover it in kerosene and light a match.
We'll break that breadstick when we get there.
We'll throw garlic bread at it till it's dead.
That's the last
Boil it al
campaign.
dente.
Garlic
We'll
bread.
boil it till it's al dead.
Leave
so
meeting.
bad. So bad.
We are in a state tonight.
I think it's all the potatoes they've gone to our brains.
Too many carbs.
That's the real power of Spuds McKenzie. He's like a intellect devourer. He replaces your brain with a potato.
turns your brain into mash.
Brainwashing.
Oh!
Leave meeting.
Brainwashing because he's actually Suds McKenzie.
Twin brother.
His middle name's Jefferson.
Plot twist. It was actually the cat from 10 Candles that owns the entire factory.
It was the cat the whole time.
It was the cat the whole time.
Look, we should have just let him die.
There was
I
a cat
did.
named Jefferson.
We couldn't stop him from dying, and then we were all sad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He'll live on in our hearts.
Damn, I should have had the Snallygaster name itself Jefferson. Oh well.
Well, too
You
bad.
should have, yeah. And meow.
Train's a good name.
Train is a good name.
Anyway, Joe gets back to the base.
Yes.
All right. Echo's probably brought Easy Living out to the main area, or she's gone out to the main area, and presumably Easy Living's followed. Who all is here right now?
Spuds, Roxy, and Sylvia's probably gone to like a secluded room in the base, so just the two of them.
Okay.
Oh well, and then is this before Watchdog gets back? Or do you care?
No.
Okay. And then Watchdog and Eugene.
Okay, cool.
Joe and Eugene.
I imagine you walk in and Spuds and Roxy are in a very, very in-depth philosophical conversation about potato magic.
Unfazed, is not paying
Spuds
attention.
has just started juggling potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia's in this may as well happen mode and is not. She's just like, yeah, I've spiritually moved on.
The potato magic?
Yep.
How dare you?
A lot's going on right now.
It's our new religion.
All right. I spoke to
I'm
Tony.
not swapping this out for a potato.
Oh my god. That'd be funny though.
It would be fun. You don't have to swap it out. You just stick it into a potato and then just wear a potato on the cross.
Carve across into a potato.
I could do that.
That is
Like-
a thing you could do.
You know that thing where like food randomly has like a pattern that looks like the face of
Looks
white
like a
Jesus or
face.
something?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like that.
No.
What
Instead of a
Jesus
tortilla
potato?
with the Virgin Mary, it's a potato with Jesus.
Why did my brain just do
Crow
this?
is like, why would you do this to me?
No, my brain just had a horrible thought.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You fried for your sins.
Yes.
I'm going to hell for that one.
That was good though. Worth it.
I love.
We love you. I don't know where Sparrow is.
Do
He's
you want
not the one
attention
down
to a
here.
boon?
Yes. Oh,
Void
he's a
dog.
void dog. He's always a void dog. Oh, void cat and void dog. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Double All right.
Void pets.
You know, us
let's-
goths really shouldn't use the black background so much. It really kind of
Yeah. It's easy to just
makes things more
kinda-
fun.
yeah.
How far back can we go? Well, my shirt still showed up.
Yeah, that's. I think it's because part of it's white. you know?
Anyway.
You're not going.
Once everybody's together, Echo will say, all right, we have a location, we have a time. We should probably head there quickly.
I'm so excited. I've always wanted a twin.
Should I grab
Fair
ice
enough.
cream just in case?
Go for it.
I don't know what her favorite flavor is.
I mean, if
What
she's
was
a
your
clone,
favorite
she's got the
flavor
same
2
taste
years
buds, right?
ago?
I don't know.
We can always go get more if she does not like what we have.
I'll just bring one of everything.
Okay. Are we gonna take a car? Who's driving? Whose car are we taking?
We're
You wanna
going.
drive?
Are we going in costume or as civilians?
We should go in costume
Go
everywhere
in
because
costume because of
just
I'm
in
going in
case the
costume either
sleeper
way.
people
It's the
are.
same.
I don't think I'm allowed to not be in costume when I'm in public. I think
In
I've
that-
made that rule for
you.
myself. Actually,
In that case, the bikes. I don't have a car. There's no Hackett T-Mobile.
Eugene,
No.
you want to ride on my bike again?
Well, I can just run.
Are you sure?
just
I
Okay.
feel like he's very sure after the ride you gave him.
I don't think he's complained about it yet, but I feel like Joe's gonna hear it on the run.
Spuds, can you fly?
Well,
Or-
we got 2 bikes, and Elena can ride on one of
I
ours, and then Spuds can ride
also
on one of ours.
fly. Yeah, Zebuk as well.
Yeah,
I'm fine taking a bike.
All right.
very good.
All
Do
right.
you have a preference, Echo, who rides on your bike versus my bike? I don't have a preference.
Well, you and Spud seem to have bonded.
He has a lot of really interesting things to say about all the potato magic and the sorcery.
Well, I say continue the conversation.
Okay, good.
And if Elena's flying, she can fly if she wants to ride.
Go
Echo's
ride.
second spot is open. Cool.
That way, she also, to be honest, she's not entirely sure where we're going, so it's probably
Fair.
easier.
All right. Everyone's costumed up at this point.
Mhm.
Roxy has not taken off her. I mean, she's changed into the other onesies, like alternate onesies, but like this is what she's wearing now.
This is
Makes
her
sense.
life now.
In that case, onwards.
All right.
You can make your way over to the warehouse on the east side, and you probably get there before Tony and the other Roxy.
Echo goes in and just does a perimeter check real quick, make sure everything's in place.
Do an aerial perimeter check
Thank you.
Then
for
check.
anything suspicious outside in the air.
Everything looks fine.
In that case, she'll have them get inside, and we can, I guess, wait.
Okay. After checking out everything and making sure it's safe, it's not
Yeah,
much
make
longer.
sure like no one's moved in or anything.
Yeah, nope.
Mhm.
It's not much longer before a car pulls up outside and you see Tony step out of the driver's side and kind of give a cursory glance up and down the street before he heads over to passenger side where Roxy is already starting to clamber out, and he kind of gets an arm around her shoulders and will like shut the car door and lock it as he like very purposefully walks her towards the door of the warehouse. And we'll try the handle just to check if it's locked. Would you have left it locked or unlocked?
I told him to message me. It's locked.
Okay.
Oh, Roxy was gonna be like trying to stand looking like casual, but it's actually kind of awkward. I feel like she's very nervous about meeting
Don't
herself.
know how to lean.
Where do my hands go? Well, how does Tony do this when Sylvie's around? I don't remember.
Wait, does Roxy have the hots for herself?
Sometimes.
God.
They
I
said
love
love
it.
yourself.
I didn't think they meant it that literally, but
Are we really opening the can of worms
I'm just
of would
kidding.
you have
Would
sex
you-
with your clone?
Anyway.
Look,
Um,
all things are possible.
Invoke the meme.
Tales from the Forgotten Trove.
looking over his shoulder again, Tony will pull out the communicator and say, you there?
I'm here. Are you?
Yes.
All right. Come on in. And remote unlocks the door.
With telepathy. Your
Yes.
telekinesis. Getting them mixed up.
It swings open ominously just because Echo's in the mood for theatrics.
I
Okay.
love this. That's
Uh,
good.
Tony walks Roxy inside, and then we'll shut the door behind him.
All right. I imagine our Roxy's probably doing the trying to look casual thing.
And it's very awkward.
I love it.
It's just like, just seriously, like what Maria was doing. Like, where do my hands go? What? I forgot how to like.
Oh man.
I feel like Joe was standing next to Elena in the background, just like, so if this gets out of hand, you're ready to calm things down, right?
I don't put things down. I more puts them up.
But I mean, like, you're ready, right?
Yeah. I don't know who I'm gonna grab, but I'll figure that out when it happens.
Let's hope you don't have to grab anybody.
Fingers crossed.
Tony just like looks around at the group. It's just like, all right, so how's this gonna work? And Roxy next to him is like, can you just tell me what's going on? Why are we here? What did you bring me?
Hi.
Thank God clone Roxy's so trusting.
I am letting the
Blindfolded
initial
her and has a
meeting
bag over her
of
head.
the Roxy's play out. They can do their thing.
No, the other Roxy is not blindfolded or anything.
It would be funnier if she was.
Tony's not gonna do that.
That's because she beat him up. No, I'm just kidding.
Just a quick scent check here. This Roxy number 2 still smells like Roxy number 2, right?
It
You mean-
smells like a secret third Roxy, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
The one that Tony brought?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells like the same Roxy you interacted with at the restaurant.
Okay, so it is Roxy 2.
Yeah.
Color R2.
Roxy scent 47.
Hi. Okay. Well, maybe we just like, she just like takes her mask off. Maybe we just do it like this and like get it over with.
Holy
Hi.
shit, there's a second one of me.
That's what
Wow.
Zapfun said.
Yeah. Hi, Roxy. I'm Roxy.
Is this kind of like prank? You know, it's not my birthday yet. Like, is some weird like superhero surprise theme party?
Oh my god.
No. I that would be way cool though. But
It's so cool.
You
you
and
know,
I
it's-
both know our birthday isn't till July, so that would make no sense.
And you know, it's like suspiciously quiet in here. There's
There
unless
are
the
no
Uncle
Italians
Polly wouldn't have been like able to keep it a secret this long.
Oh yeah, that's probably where we get it from. Anyways, even though we're not like actually related to Uncle Polly, you know, whatever. Anyways,
You know, it's
moving
that whole
on.
thing, nature versus nurture. You know, sometimes you
Yeah,
don't have to be
yeah.
related for it to be ingrained in you.
Absolutely. Your first couple of years of life are really important for developing relationships. Anyways, maybe you might want to sit down, looks around for a chair to get the other Roxy.
There's a lack of chairs.
Is there a box or crate
You know,
or
I'm
something
fine.
like that?
I'm fine standing. It's no big deal.
Okay. So I'm a clone. You might also be a clone. What's really sure? Are you sure you don't have any superpowers?
Roxy looks over at Tony is like, this is, come on. Like, who'd you hire? This is like way too good. Like, what makeup artist
Oh
did
boy.
you hire? This is like uncannily similar. And it's just like, it's not a prank, Roxy. I know, look, it's not a prank. It's just like, okay, we're gonna like put a pin in that one for right now. Did you bring garlic bread?
Of course. There's ice cream and garlic bread because
I'll just start with the bread, you know.
Okay.
And then
Gets the garlic bread out because just inevitably, like the under part of her bike, she's always like putting different snacks and like things that she's made in there.
Oh my god.
It's just like a whole baguette of garlic bread.
Yes.
Pull out of the
Yeah.
water holster.
Yeah.
Where did she have time to make the garlic?
this
don't
Yeah.
know.
Spuds helped.
Roxy 2 comes over and will take a generous portion of the garlic bread and will take a bite out of it, and it's just
She'll offer Tony some.
Tony will also take some garlic bread and he's just like
She'll
kind of
just-
goes and like
Joe and everybody else.
gently bumps his head against the wall while he eats his garlic bread.
I'm actually shocked that you haven't driven him crazy yet because he's been trying to keep you away from me just in case we were an anomaly. Because see what happened
Oh,
was
I've been testing his limits. Don't you worry about that.
good. I know I can always count on me to drive Tony crazy.
God, there really are two of them.
This is.
I'm trying not to think
so
about it.
weird.
So
Anyways, so what had happened is Echo had a friend that ended up I'm not going to go into a really long rambling explanation, even though I probably will anyways, she went to a portal. The portal wasn't open anymore. It needed to be open, so I ran really hard at the place where the portal used to be, and then I just broke the reality open and we went to a different reality. And then we were gone for a little bit. And then I did it again and we came home and we thought that maybe because I was the one that broke the reality that it like duplicated me or something. But that's not the case. I was born in a lab 2 years ago. Yeah. This is our friend Spuds. He's a potato wizard.
wait, for real?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, and just like starts making potatoes juggle themselves in the air. That's pretty cool.
God.
Pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
It is.
Like
is.
almost says.
Like how?
tribalism.
So you're a clone
Uh-huh.
with superpowers.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me. Why am I the boring
You-
one?
You have superpowers too. Also, I mean,
I don't know what kind of superpowers do you have.
I got super strength, and then I heal really fast, which you'd think would be really great, which it is most of the time, except for when you want to get drunk because you just can't because your liver it like heals too fast, so you like get a buzz for a couple minutes and then you're sober again, and it's kind of frustrating actually. Because sometimes you just need to be drunk once in a while. Anyways, that's not a thing for me, apparently, ever. So I guess whoever the original Roxy is, it could be you. If you're open to it, we'd like our friend Spuds to maybe take a look at your brain and see if there's any weird anomalies, like in my brain, where my memories just kind of stop after a certain point, or there's like a wall where there's like fake memories, and it seems like maybe they took whoever the original Roxy's members were and put them in my brain. And I don't know where you've been for the last few years, because I was the one that was like working in the shop, and I mean, I had just moved out of Tony. Me and Tony were living together for a while because I was working in the shop, and like I wanted to not be at Ma's house all the time because sometimes she gets on my last nerve. I love her to death, but you know, she can be a lot. Anyways, and then yeah,
This kind of makes sense because I was feeling a little bit like out of place, like out of touch, like things aren't how I remember them.
weird. So maybe Spuds could help do some potato magic on your brain, and then like figure out if you're a clone, or maybe like you're the original Roxy and they just like put you in some sort of weird I don't know, sleep for a little bit, and then had stasis. Thank you, Easy Living. This is my girlfriend, Easy Living, and this is my other girlfriend, Echo. And I'm really sorry, Tony. I'm just gonna blurt this out, and I wish I could do this a little bit nicer, but I also have a girlfriend named Sylvie now. Okay,
He makes a pained noise in the back.
And also
Sorry.
Gotta
Echo is
collect
going
them all.
to look at your brain as well. But we think that there's something special about Roxys in general that made them so clonable. So you could have like very deep latent powers we don't know about, and they took that, and then yours just haven't activated yet.
I mean, is this whole like process of what you said, like looking in my brain, is that gonna hurt?
No.
Nah, it wasn't. It didn't hurt. I think I was asleep. What did I?
No,
go
you
unconscious?
were awake. We had to stun gun you to knock you out.
Oh yeah, because so
that was with this thing.
Apparently there was like they say some words to me. We don't have words for you, so we just got to look at your brain, I guess. Because we don't know your words if you got words. But they say words to me, these scientists, bad guys, shadow organization people, and then I guess I'm just sort of like a sleeper agent. Hopefully I haven't killed a bunch of people for them.
Jefferson Research Institute is
Not entirely sure how much of this is relevant this immediate moment.
Yeah. Maybe we just
she looks
let's
at
look at your brain.
Secondary Roxy. It's not going to hurt. We just need you to find a place that's comfortable for a little bit and
I can suspend you in the air.
We could also suspend you in there.
That
if you
sounds
want.
fun.
Yeah, I like to do flips
Elena
when she
light
does
up
it
and
to
just start levitating her.
Yeah.
Ooh. Haven't done this before. Just start like spinning sideways.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
It puts her hands over it. Is like, whoop.
Two of them.
I feel like Watchdog gives like a little smile at that. Then his eyes slide over to Tony and just sort of like stare. Come on. At him.
Tony is currently eating garlic bread and banging his head against the wall.
I love that.
It's like bite, bang, bite, bang.
The last thing he
mouth.
wanted was twin Roxys, and guess what? He's
Alas.
got them.
There also might be more than two of us, not to alarm you, other Roxy. We really got to figure out like a system, a catalog system for the Roxys now.
Well, you are Calamity now.
Yeah,
Problem solved.
you could call me Calamity. That works.
So, RC, R2?
I was just gonna call you Rox because that's what I do anyways. Unless you want me to.
Yeah,
do
I could go
different.
by Rox and she could be Roxy. And then if there's a third one, she could go by Roxanne. I don't know what we're going to do after that.
We could set like a triplet singing trio.
Oh
Super
my
famous.
God. That would be so fun. Also, when we tell the family, I think that we should do something really hilarious with it.
One of us should jump out of a cake.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I love that so much.
Echo's wandered off to just do prep for this because she's
It's just
no.
a lot of Roxy right now.
Yeah, Spuds has already pulled out some of his stuff and is like drawing his magic circles and symbols on the floor.
It's amazing. It's just like an infinite echo chamber of Roxy thoughts.
Yeah. And they both just blurt out everything they think, so it's amazing.
Yep.
And Tony's losing his shit. He's
Yeah, Tony's going insane. It's fine.
Well, we
Don't
are
worry
all
about it.
having secrets. I have one now.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, my father is alive.
What?
What?
Natalie said I wanted her to look for him while we were away, but also here. So she started looking for him, and she's going to continue to look for him. I have no idea if he knows I'm alive, but
We know
is
he's
alive.
alive.
Yeah. He's some
Cool.
kind of crazy, maybe not crazy, recluse scientist guy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is he like study like I wonder if that's where you get your like love of astronomy from.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if she knows what he studied, but
That's
yeah,
really
duh.
cool.
He work at he studies the space.
Oh, that's really
pretty sad.
cool.
Just bring him
What
some
a
food. He'll
coincidence.
open right up.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
that's very exciting. Are you
That's
excited or nervous? Or
I
do
think
you-
both.
Yeah,
It's
good.
like German food, like
No, that's
bratwurst. Should we get him
understandable.
bratwurst?
They got the schnitzel
Yeah.
and the strudels.
Noodle.
What the heck is schnitzel?
It's sausage.
Why not call it sausage?
Because it's in German.
It's
It's a
different.
different language.
That's why they call those big loaves baguettes. It's French.
Yeah, that's French. Yeah. See? I kind of wish I had super speed because then I could run all over and like get stuff for people and I'd be so fast.
My God, you could like run to Italy and get fresh pasta and then run back.
Ma would lose her mind.
She'd be so happy. Dinner would be like, I mean, her food's already good, but like dinner would just like reach that next level every day.
Absolutely. I do miss Sunday dinner. I couldn't go to the house while you were there because they thought we might explode the universe. So Tony's been trying to keep you away from me because I wanted to meet you immediately, but then I agreed it would be really bad if I exploded the universe just to meet you.
We wouldn't even have been able to like have a very long conversation. It would just be like,
No.
oh, we'd see each other and then everything goes black.
Yeah, and it's hard to say whether or not I could come back from that because I haven't really tested the limits of my healing like that.
I mean,
Even
I don't
if
really
you
know.
did, the
like,
rest of us would not have.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, and then I'd be so upset because I've got really hot girlfriends.
You'd be floating alone in a void of nothing
Yeah.
forever.
And that would be really, really lonely.
Yeah.
And I would be
You
sad that
Blew up the
everybody I
universe.
love is
Wouldn't
dead.
nothing also go with it?
That's a question for the metaphysicists.
I don't know. This
Like a
is
trickle of
way
smoke
beyond
comes
my
out Joe's
depth of
brain.
knowledge. I don't know enough about the space and the multiverses, and I don't know. I just run real hard at reality, and sometimes it breaks. Apparently,
I can't figure out shit just on this universe. Let's just.
Why don't we
this
get
sorted.
started?
Yeah.
yeah. I think Spuds is ahead of us.
Time to work some magic. And then his tome once again spins into existence, and
That's
several
still so cool.
pages flip open. He starts. Is Echo going to try and get in on this?
Yeah, she needs less prep work because it's just focusing. She is going to encourage the peanut gallery to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Politely. She's not going to say it like that. She's going to be like, I need to focus.
Yeah.
And she's going to take a seat sort of near where Spuds is working, but like not in the way.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
focus in on other Roxy.
Okay. Yeah, the kind of like her surface thoughts that you initially get are just like, whoa, this like floating here is just so cool. If I lean too far back, all the blood rushes to my head. Oh man,
Yep.
I wish we had some of Ma's cannoli right now. That'd be delicious. After all that garlic bread.
Sure, that's the right Roxy.
Oh my god.
But Spud starts doing his magic thing, and you kind of get pulled along by that familiar sensation that you experienced when you were looking through the other Roxy's memories. And yeah, once again you get that fast kind of rewind of memories. A lot of the recent stuff is with Tony and Feel Good Repairs. You see the restaurant incident that didn't really go anywhere. Her at the family house, some like confusion when Joe called when he was still out in Arizona. And then you reach a point where there is just a lot of darkness and nothing. And it goes on for a while. And you're just like, oh, is this it? Like, have we reached the end? But it's It's different. Like there's no sense of running into something.
Okay.
And then just when you think like this is it and there can't possibly be anything else, there's like this giant flash of light and you see more memories of Roxy and her family and high school, and just you keep going further and further back in time until you reach a point where there is the types of memories that a normal person wouldn't be able to access because they were so young when they happened.
Yeah. I think at that point, Echo just pulls out of it.
Baby's first lasagna.
Yep.
Yeah. That
Oh no.
But yeah, Spuds pulls back and the magic fades. Roxy's just like, is that it?
What's the verdict?
seems like she's the original.
What the fuck? Where's she been? What have they been doing to her?
I think maybe while you were out, they had their agent out and they were happy with that. They just kept her asleep.
She's got no memories of. Wait,
It's the
I
last 2
recognize any
years.
memories from? Does non-powered Roxy have any memories of the hairspray factory?
She had memories of having a big can of hairspray and using hairspray, and then there being a recall notice about it and going to take it back. And that is when the period of blackness started. There are also no memories of any discovery of powers.
That's a bummer.
Where
for
is
her.
what memories does she have around the 2 years ago time mark?
That as far as you could tell, that's in a period of that blackness.
Oh, okay. So she remembers the
She remembers
hairspray
going
thing.
to the hairspray factory and then it's nothing for 2 years. Which is
Well-
when Rox was out.
Well, fuck.
Timeline doesn't make sense.
What do you
Spud
mean?
speaks up and says, well, kind of like I was saying, if they manage to implant memories, nothing to say they didn't manipulate those as well.
That's also fair. Okay.
Well, that's unsettling. Sorry for living your life for the past 2 years.
Maybe.
Ian. Couldn't really know any different, right?
No, I didn't really know any different. I thought I was you. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So
but-
you probably don't have powers then. Sorry about that. On the bright side, you're not going to get little flashes in your brain of when they locked you up in a cage and then you have a weird fear reaction anytime you're in anything that sort of resembles a cage of restraints or a doctor's office.
I feel like
I'm sorry.
Watchdog comes up and puts a hand on Roxy's shoulder.
Elena will put Roxy 2 back down.
So that is good for you.
This is kind of rude to call her Roxy too.
She's OG Roxy, actually, I think. I'm Roxy 2.0. I'm Roxy 2, apparently. It's okay. I mean, I didn't really ask to be Roxy number 2, so it's not like I'm like stealing stuff from you. Like you said, you make a lot of sense. I didn't really like try to do it, so it's not like. But anyways, do you think we could still like share like the family? You can like have the mechanic jobs and stuff. I have some other responsibilities, obviously.
I mean, we could both have the mechanic job. Wait, look.
Tony, wouldn't you love to work with 2 of us? We could fuck with the customers constantly.
Exactly.
Tony's like, I don't want to work with either of you at this point.
You're
His
both
head
fired.
bleeding yet from
You're
smashing
both
into the
fired.
We could fuck with Uncle Ricky so bad.
Oh my god. So funny. Oh man, he'll lose his shit. Ma'll be so excited.
Oh, she'll love it.
I don't know what Pa will say. He'd be cool with it.
Might be
He
a little
might
taken aback at first, but
you might want to punch somebody who cloned you in the face, but you know, it's how we be.
that's typical of him, though.
Yeah, it's just Italian father stuff.
The gear clicks in Joe's head. He just sort of shoots a look at Selena and Cynthia like, oh my god.
Anyways, we'll have to come up with some brilliant plans to really mess with the family and have a lot of fun with this. Because otherwise I might just start crying randomly, and I don't want to do that right now. You know, I got a lot of problems. On the bright side, through a pretty roundabout way, we found out I have a soul, so that's good. Mm-hmm.
I am actually not a little worried that they think that this is the souls they're going to take.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
what about
but-
souls?
Ooh.
Souls exist?
Yeah, apparently souls exist. And
So-
clones have them, maybe, hopefully.
Maybe.
If I don't, then you might have problems. Um,
But we will help you. If
So-
that's
Yeah,
the
that
case.
is a very long way away.
it is
can't
so
really do
long,
anything
so
about that
far
right now.
away. Absolutely.
We'll deal with that when we get to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I also have some other weird powers. Just like they're very unpredictable and new though. I call them panic powers because they come out whenever I start to panic. So, you know, just random things like melding things back together when I accidentally break them.
Projecting yourself into dreams.
Yeah, projecting I think that's called like astral projection or something. And then also I might have brought somebody back to life after they died.
Oh.
I mean, they were only dead for like a second, not even. So it was it wasn't like that impressive because it wasn't like necromancy and nothing.
Okay, but like, what if you can do necromancy?
I don't know. I don't think there's any situation in which I would panic and then do necromancy. But, you know, powers can be. Echo tells me that powers sometimes can just develop and change based on different things and get stronger, or, you know, she's really smart. So, and Elena's like real powerful, and Joe's really nice. And is
Do you
Tony's
actually
friend
say
too.
Joe or
Oh shit. No, watchdog, sorry. No. And yeah. Real nice. And also sneaky. Good sense of smell, obviously, if you can't tell. His nose is super boopsable too. Just in case you
Roxy looks over at Joe.
Considering.
you know what? You've had a long day. You like kneels. You get one.
Boop the snoot.
Boops the snoot.
You mean like collectively we get one, or like we both get one?
Papa has snoot too. I don't know how comfortable he is. But Stranger's booping his snoot.
She just walks up and
The boopening.
watchdog. I got one. You get 10 now.
The other Roxy comes over and
Oh man.
I like that I can count on you to ask the important questions, Roxy. That's really great.
I mean, that's what happens when you come from our family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tony, how are you handling having two sisters now? Still hits his head against the wall.
The blood stain on the wall at this point.
That's probably
Okay.
not great for your brain, dude.
Well,
It's
the
like
world
lit.
didn't explode, so there's that, at least.
Yeah, but that's no reason to give yourself brain damage because the world didn't explode. You're gonna need stitches, bruh.
I'll be fine.
What do you mean you'll be fine?
I'll be fine.
Come here and let me look at that.
Uncle Polly can patch me up when I go home.
Let me look.
I do not think he is a
You don't
medical
need to
doctor.
look.
I need to look. Yeah, no, Uncle Polly just uses super glue.
And the other
usually,
Roxy's like, let him look.
I
You don't need to look. Look.
can make you look. Let me look.
I'll kick you in the shin. It might not be as strong as her, but still fucking hurt.
Yeah, it'll hit.
Well, whatever,
You're lucky I'm not
sisters.
allowed to punch people that don't have powers anymore. Wait.
Hey,
I
that
guess
doesn't apply to me. See, runs over there. Slugs her shoulder.
This is being a clone is so great.
Yeah, remember when we were worried that this was going to be the end of the world? Oh, no, it's not.
This is way better than that.
It's opened up a whole new world of opportunities.
Live on.
Absolutely. Now we can annoy him collectively, and that just makes me endlessly happy.
Well,
But
whatever.
also, sorry I stole your crush, Tony. Sorry about
I
that.
think that was before reality got rewritten.
Was it?
It was burying the whole. Well, it was kind of where we were all gone.
The timeline has gotten really messed up, if I'm being real. Like, the
Fine.
sense
I
of
mean-
time I have right now is not great.
To be fair, she's going through a lot right now.
To be fair, I'm only 2 years old, so
Again,
Mike.
you really should not phrase it like that.
my concept
You're very
of
mature
time,
for a 2-year-old.
my concept of time is like real impressive. Like, probably the best like grasp on the concept of time of any 2-year-old in ever. Yes.
You can also be reasoned. Well, semi-reasoned with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Whatever cloning process they used on her, at least we know it works really well because there are literally 2 of her.
No,
isn't
you're
that
not
the whole
wrong.
definition of a clone?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's possible that they could have done body, but not personality.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like cloning somebody and mimicking their personality exactly is a bit harder. But if you're
That's
capable of
weird.
transplanting memories and manipulating that, makes a little more sense.
Why would they do that though? Why would they give me her personality and her
If
memories?
they can manipulate the memory, I wonder if this is connected to.
Probably
Kilia.
to cover their tracks. Nobody knew you were missing for very long.
Yeah, because last
You-
time.
As a clone, have existed for 2 years, at least. That's 2 years of them covering it up.
But why? Why not clone somebody who is more like important? Not that
I
we're not
don't-
important. I'm just mean in the scheme of things, it seems like if you're gonna have like a sleeper agent plant, you'd put them somewhere important, you know?
I don't think it's about you as a person, aside from
Okay.
perhaps what let them clone you in the first place. I think it was more seeing if they could give somebody powers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And you know, this could just be stage 1.
I am fairly certain it was not stage 1. I'm pretty sure there
Well-
were a lot of stages.
First stage see if they can make a near perfect replica of a person, and then
Oh, like
then
a
go
test.
after the more powerful people.
Yeah.
And gives them powers. But to make it so successful, there has to be something about Roxy. Which could mean that
You-
Tony
What?
could be in danger.
Did you
Danger.
wait?
Do
So
some
look,
bombastic side eye at Tony from Joe.
there is a wolf glaring at Tony. Yeah. No, that makes more sense. Now, thank you for putting that together. That's interesting. Anyways, did you like leave your DNA anywhere important that somebody might have picked it up and looked at it? Like a sample somewhere? I don't know. How'd they figure out that like Roxy was the best one to clone? I have a lot of questions about a lot of things.
They
It
could have
could
just taken
be like
gamble.
whoever bought the hairspray and went to return the hairspray.
It could also, yeah, it could mean that like there isn't
Maybe you were the
anything
only
particular.
person who returned the hairspray.
Did I actually return the hairspray, or did you return the hairspray?
I guess me when I returned the hairspray. I could have been
That's
the only
when
one
they-
who returned the hairspray, or like the first one, so they grabbed me.
That makes sense because I've got
And
like
then there was
weird.
something successful about that.
I've got weird. So my memory is that I used the hairspray and I returned it, and then I realized I had super strength. But when I went to return it, like I used it, I got the super strength, and I went to return it, and then they captured me and did experiments on me. But like the timeline is weird there for me. Like I don't have a great concept of how much time actually passed in all of that. So
I think
that
it's also
makes
possible.
sense that there's competing memories.
Yeah.
It
And
also
that
kind
they're
of
just getting
explains why I
blurred.
feel so out of place. It says I'm literally like missing time.
Yeah, 2 years is a long time to be missing. But they did do a good job because nobody noticed the difference. And I actually didn't tell anybody in the family except for Grandpa Les and Tony. So
But-
that I had powers.
Tony did not remember that you had powers.
Well, I think that
He did. You did, but you did not. Just
I
gonna look
think
at
that
Tony.
there's been
Wait.
either some memory manipulation of Tony to cover up the
Mhm.
switch because they
Yeah.
realized that I was gone and they couldn't have me be gone for some reason. Or
I
missing
think
for
because
some
you
reason.
are sleeper agent, and then when you come back and there's two of you, they're like, "Well, we got to get this one off the street, so let's go."
Oh, that makes sense then, because that was like right when we got back, because we went to go check on somebody who we found who was struggling with some of her power stuff that we took in to kind of just give us some space to figure things out.
There's also the possibility that the memory shift does not have anything to do.
It could be the reality shifting too. It has messed with other people who went through the reality shift thing too.
Well, then maybe
Or
you
all of
guys
that is
should-
connected.
Oh,
Maybe you guys
fuck,
should
it's a
check over
conspiracy.
Tony as well.
Ah, yeah.
So
Tony.
he's a clone.
Oh my god.
He
What
was
if Tony
cloned,
also had a clone?
or if we could find what the common denominators that makes you both clonable?
Or it could be that we could at least pick up on whether or not his memory has been tampered with.
That was
Yeah.
my thought.
Tony will hear in his head. Your choice, but if you're worried about it, I already know about the werewolf thing. They don't. We can keep that quiet if you like, or not. Your prerogative.
Garlic bread.
And Tony is pissed at Joe.
I think you
Joe's
just
pissed at Tony too.
probably Echo definitely, and maybe Joe notice. Tony just like closes his eyes and lets out a deep sigh through his nose. And thinks back to you, Echo, and says, Yeah, let's not spread that around right now.
All right. Your prerogative. Are you good with me looking through there? Seeing if there's any sign of shenanigans? Cloning shenanigans, that is.
Might as well.
All right. Whenever you're ready, center the circle, if you
Can you
please.
check if he has a concussion too? Because he's been knocking his head against the wall a lot.
He looks fine.
We can
He'll be fine.
take a look when we're
Yeah,
there.
thank you. Thank you. It would just make me feel better. Otherwise, you
Don't
can't
stop
drive if you
panicking.
got you can't drive if you got a concussion, Tony.
The other Roxy can drive.
That's fine, but like if you got a concussion, you can't go to sleep. You probably need to go to the doctor.
Do you want to float, or are you good with just sitting on the ground?
I'll sit on the ground.
Go
Floating
us.
is fun.
He sits cross-legged in the middle of the circle.
Grouchy.
It's been a long days.
Oh, really? Well, I found out I was a clone, so
Oh, me too.
you're not a clone.
I found out you were a clone.
I feel like it's a little more well, okay, whatever. I also, you know what, we're not getting into a pissing contest about whose days were worse. Mine was worse, I win. Thanks. Bye.
Tony shakes his head and closes his eyes, like crosses his arms.
Sibling rivalry is hard.
Hey, so Echo, you ready for your first sighting of the Alpha?
Oh my god, stop.
Let's go. It's rock and roll.
Spuds once again starts his magic, and you feel that similar pull and dive into Tony's brain and see a lot of the chaos of the past couple days.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Which has just been all over the place. And then you keep going back, and then there's just been a lot of like some very obvious confusion, kind of like a weird sense of things being off, and like going back, and like Roxy showing up, and then there being around the time when you expect the original Roxy showed up, and then some time where there's like no interaction with Roxy, going further back where things are fuzzy. Like you're seeing all the memories of Roxy with powers and what's going on, but it's fuzzy.
Oh,
it's not clear.
Interesting. So they're in there, but okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
They're
what he said.
there.
He said it like felt familiar, but he didn't remember or something like that.
Yeah. And going like farther back, you see a lot of private interactions with Joe at the junkyard. You see the two of them wearing weird dog-shaped masks.
Okay.
See Tony in meetings with other werewolves. A lot of secrecy, a lot of sneaking around. You get to a big event that, from discussion, you recognize as the initiation, where Joe made a scene, and you see a very, very hulking figure of a wolf sitting upon a giant throne. Okay. And keeps going further back. You see the original days where Tony was first trying to bring Joe into the fold of things and get him to let his walls down around the werewolf stuff. Get further back into Tony's high school years and when he first changed and the events surrounding that.
Which
And
I don't know.
Nope. And it just keeps...
Are those TBD?
I'll let you know.
Okay, fair enough.
And it just like follows a similar path of the original Roxy of like going further and further back in his memories until it's stuff that he'd be too young to remember.
Okay, she'll let him go at that point.
The absolute bliss he felt when he was an only child.
He's Italian. He's never an only child.
That's fair.
Well, you're not a
true.
clown.
Does that mean mystery's been solved here, or just more questions?
It answers a few questions. It doesn't answer all the questions.
So, did he
Okay.
have his head messed with?
Yes. He remembers Roxy having powers. Not clearly, but it's there. Which makes me think that that has something to do with the reality warping.
Are you
With Sword Guy.
It does feel like it's very convenient, though. What if Jefferson Labs or whatever you were saying, Watchdog, is involved with the whip sword guy in the space rock?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I think it's connected.
Possible.
Like they could be like part of this. Maybe he's a sleeper agent too. Who knows? Or a clone. Who knows? But anyway,
I feel like that seems like a lot of effort to go through for something that could have been achieved much more simply. If they have the power, if they have the ability to change memories, why use Whipsword Guy? Why not just change the memories?
well,
What are
I
you
don't think they
thinking?
can change them. I think they could put another one over it because he was saying that they were there, and he was saying they were familiar memories. So maybe they're just like writing over it, and like it's like I don't know.
But wouldn't it look
deceptive
more like
bandage.
your memories then, Rox?
I don't know. I didn't see Tony's memories.
Spuds will say, there's definitely a difference between the fuzziness of Tony's memories here and the implanted memories Rox has.
But I was a blank slate. There were no memories to write over for me. I mean, there were a few, but I feel like those are the times that I have weird time discombobulation.
It's not actually. This is my understanding. So correct me if I'm wrong on this, Charlie. It's not that the memories are written over in his case. They exist, and there isn't an alternative memory. It's just that the more recent memories contradict the older ones and take precedence in what is remembered.
It's like
Are
they're
you
being
gaslighting yourself,
It's like
Tony?
they're No, I'm not gaslighting myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel like you might be unconsciously gaslighting yourself.
I've talked with Grandpa less enough to know not to gaslight myself. And Spud says, it's Tony's memories are, it's like they're being suppressed.
Whereas mine are like competing with each other, and that's why I'm so fucking confused about what was happening at that time. Does that make sense?
Essentially,
they're not being suppressed, they're coexisting. It's weird for me.
Yeah.
They're not Sarah pressed, they're just pressed together.
Yeah, like there's some cross
They're intertwined.
members. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I'm glad I didn't steal your girlfriends because I really like them and I'm not giving them back. So
But in that case, that gives us another reason to go after Whipsword. Which
That
still
requires
is,
dimensional travel.
yeah.
I don't think that's a problem we can solve right now. I think we gotta finish
There's-
whatever's going
We
on
have
with
to
this
undo your brain.
before we do anything, and then probably dealing with other issues of the
We
howling
have to
variety.
And safety protocols, because if we switch dimension again, do we body swap again? And what happens when we all try to wander
Shit.
off?
I was wondering. That's so weird. So like when I body swapped, there was only one Roxy there. Like were there two Roxys here when I like where
Maybe.
the other Roxy? Where did it? Oh, okay.
Maybe
You know what?
that
It
is
really
what woke
doesn't
her up.
matter. It's just my brain thinks about weird
Or
things.
maybe that's why Whipsword's. Maybe that's why it affected you as well as Sarah, because
Huh.
you're similar to her in that she didn't exist in the other world, but you kind of existed, so you kind of swapped.
Yeah, we went to college and we were a sports journalism major.
So I mean, I don't know how like the inter-universe math works here, but it seems like you're in a similar boat to Sarah in that you kind of didn't have a spot to go back to, so you got hit by the same thing she did.
Yeah. Except for she in the other world, she didn't have a spot to go to. In this world, she was already here, but there wasn't a place to go back to because she didn't have a duplicate. So there was no body swapping. Her body went in. And mine didn't. I swapped in, but then when I came out, well, I wonder if there's no Roxys in that world. I don't know. This timey-wimey stuff is a
No.
lot for my brain to handle.
Thistle checked on that, right? She
Yeah,
said there
Thistle
was.
reported
Yeah,
back.
she's
There's
yeah,
a,
you're
there's a
right. You're
Roxy in
right.
the other world.
Thistle, friend, who is a fae, she did check in the other dimension to make sure that the other Roxy was where she was supposed to be.
So there was like 2.5 Roxys, essentially.
Kinda. And
So
that's
when
just saying
you-
if I'm the only clone. I do have memories of them saying that I think we finally got it right. So there might be like less ideal Roxys that are like just like sleeping in stasis and then like I don't know what they or disposed of. That would be sad though. I feel like that all the Roxys should live because that would make the world better. Anyways.
Judging from how Hecate and Echo's labs look, I don't think scientists are prone to throw away anything.
I did take that as a compliment.
Are you calling my girlfriend a hoarder? She just reuses and recycles things. Sometimes she
Just
gets
saying,
them.
there's a lot of cabinets. Also, out of character, I know this from personal experience because my father worked in a chemistry lab for so long, and so much crap accrued in that room.
It's the personality type. They don't want to get rid of this stuff because
As long
could
as
be reused.
you're not keeping corrosive chemicals next to explosive chemicals.
Oh, the explosive chemicals all went in the bomb-proof fridge.
That would make sense.
That's a smart thing to do with them. Yeah. Do that one. Anyways, getting back to business, whatever. Okay, so this part has been figured out. What's our next step with unhooking the brain?
We need to figure out what they did to implant the command and if there's anything we can do to unimplant it. That I think is just going to be a
File on that, or
you thing. We need to do more
So,
work.
do you think that we just got to do what Grandpa Les said and create a competing action that I do on the command? I hope that's the only command, because that would really suck if there were more commands, because then we're going to spend forever teaching me to do other competing things.
That's why I'd like to look a bit further to see if we can figure out the source of it. If we can figure out the source of it, we might be able to suss out if there are any others in there.
Should we find out where the lab is, or where they wanted to send me to, before we do any of that?
That's my thought here. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like it's not somebody with powers doing this, right? Because
Scientists.
if it was somebody with powers who like could literally just rewrite people's heads like with the flick of a switch, I feel like they'd be kind of a big fucking deal. Like, that seems like the sort of villain who gets stopped by like Iron Maiden and Up, right?
Only
Like,
if they know that villain exists.
And only if Iron Maiden is
guess.
getting good press for it. She strikes me as very narcissistic.
Not the point.
Not the point.
But I'd like to make that point just for the record.
The reason I'm saying that, though, is that if it is just normal people doing this, then that implies it's some sort of like
Normal
device or
type
technology or
Yeah, it's a science.
a thing. So
Mhm.
if we let you basically act like a dowsing rod and figure out where they want you to go, maybe we could tear the place down and at the same time find something to deprogram you.
I don't think I can be
Sure.
involved in that, because they could just use the command word then
It's true.
and
We-
but
turn me against you. And that would be unideal when you're trying to smash up a building. I will give you that I'm extremely talented at smashing up buildings. But I also don't want to smash you up.
I mean,
Does that make sense?
if we need you smashing up buildings, just sort of like points a thumb at Echo.
I'm
But-
pretty sure Elena and Echo can smash up buildings just fine, though, too. They're
we
very
know the
talented
name
at
of
it.
the lab. We can just look up property records. That's all public knowledge or public access.
There might be a secret base too, though. It might just be worth following that.
If we
a
can
little
find
bit.
a public place,
We
public
can explore
building,
that
then
first,
we can
and then
check
maybe
that out
do...
without putting you in direct harm.
Yeah,
Here's a thought.
No, you're a cat.
We float Roxy. We see what direction she walks in.
Mhm.
We go in that direction, not letting her walk on her own.
just
And we go
always
as
follow
far-
you when you float. Yeah,
Well, we don't follow you so much as we float you. We see what direction you're walking in. We walk in the same direction, bringing you with us. And
Okay,
as
yeah.
as you change
So
direction,
we know
we
which
would.
way we're going.
So that
Yeah.
way we can stop before we get into any sort of danger.
you want to make me into a compass? That's so cool.
Basically,
In a way.
they're going to need Valkyries though to easy knock her out.
You
'Cause
could
the
just
stun,
stop.
the stun gun work, but it's
You just
much
don't
safer.
like doing it. I understand.
Yeah, it is also much safer.
Watchdog
'Cause-
can also just punch me really hard in the face. It probably
If
would
we
put me
get
out.
if we get like attacked or overwhelmed, she can easily quickly knock you out, and we can try and get everybody away.
Okay. I like that plan.
Also, just in case they do get the jump on us, it would be good to have more people on our side if we're going to be fighting against you.
I have a good question for us. Because I was like, if I give some of my blood to the other Roxy, because obviously we're a perfect match for blood and organs, would she get powers too?
Only if the
That'd
power
be so
transfers
cool.
that way.
Don't think it does.
A lot of it's not necessarily in your blood. It might be, but it might also not be.
Interesting.
I think if it were as easy as a blood transfusion, then what they would have done. Actually, they would have had to still develop the powers anyways, but
But I mean,
it's
these
possible.
powers were, I mean, they were developed from somebody who's a perfect match DNA wise. So in theory, sorry, I'm thinking real. My brain's doing a lot of science stuff that I'm not really used to. In theory, my powers are a perfect match for her.
Here's a question. Would we have a way of knowing that both Roxys are a perfect match DNA-wise? Because
Yes, our DNA was compared.
It was compared, but there was a slight difference.
Yes.
And I would also note, Joe has also smelled the fact that they do have different scents, which would imply some degree of difference in biological activity.
yeah,
I mean, and it's totally up to her. I was just thinking that, like, a decoy without a brain that is programmed their way would be a good secret weapon if she wanted powers and stuff.
Well, I guess there is kind of the question hanging over this. Why let Roxy go?
That is a good question.
To keep appearances, maybe, so nobody gets suspicious.
Why not make another one?
two
Maybe-
Roxys running around raises questions.
Yeah, or also when we switched, that Roxy in the other place had to have come here. So maybe that instant woke her up and they didn't know what to do, so they just let her go. Because they're like, well, she's
Did you
awake
wake?
and we don't know where ours is, so go, I guess.
Maybe. Do you remember when you woke up, Roxy? Or you like just switched in the middle of the night or something?
I still kind of fuzzy. I like recognized my surroundings in like I was in a park, but I don't remember how I got there.
Ah,
I was
So
just
they-
like on a bench.
they probably put you there.
That
That
sounds
makes
like
the
a
most
drop.
sense to me.
That's how they do it in spy
Maybe.
movies, right? Like meet in the park and drop off intel, or I guess in this
Feed
case,
the
a person.
pigeons.
They glitter pigeons everywhere in spy movies, obviously.
But I don't really understand why they'd just let me go. If there was another one
is-
running around, like if they've
Yeah, why
been
wouldn't
holding
they-
me for so long,
Why
why
did they
not?
just clone you and make another normal you to stand in for the times that maybe? Yeah. I'm glad they didn't kill you because you're really cool. I like you.
I like it too.
I don't think
That's
they let
good.
you go.
Maybe there's somebody on the inside that is working against them.
Roxy. So, the more recent instance, our Roxy disappears. Suddenly, there's no Roxy. You need to have a Roxy present. Bring you back. Why they let you go in the first place? Their experiment is done. It succeeded. They have what they want. Now they have someone with powers out there and a control phrase implanted in their brain. To what end? I don't know. I guess that's what we have to find out.
Well, maybe we should do. I like your idea of the Roxy Compass. I like Elena's idea of gathering information on Jefferson Labs, so we can at least find out as much as we can about them public facing. Even maybe recon that whatever space they use for that. But I think it would be good to do the Roxy compass. And then if you float me, then it will be good because then I can't I mean, to be honest, I really don't think I can outrun Watchdog ever because he's very, very, very fast.
I just want to decrease the number of variables we have to be worrying about.
I do like that though, because then you won't have me yeah. Or if there's some secret passage that I know about, I can't just access it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she'd be up to it, but we might want to talk to Arhelia then, because I mean, from everything I've seen of her, it feels like once she puts one of those walls up, nothing's getting through it.
We haven't found anything yet that could, so
that's ideal.
It's a good backup plan. Plus, she's a thief, right? If we need to break in someplace and steal whatever they use for programming.
I like that. You two
Definitely.
are very sneaky. I mean, Echo is too.
Jeez, a lot of shit has happened to me in the past few days. I'm suggesting we hire a thief.
You know what? I was about to say we case the joint, look for somebody, and then kidnap one of the scientists and have Echo read their mind. But breaking and entering is a lesser crime, so maybe we start there.
It shouldn't be too hard to find if they have an actual building. It's we can ask scientist friends we have. I can go to the bank and see.
Oh yeah, it'll probably be easy. We know people in the science world. That will be fine. Some of us have, whatever.
We can do some digging before we try this, is the point. And we've got friends we can call in. Heck,
so yeah.
I don't know how we'd find him, but that supersonic guy might not be bad to have some speed in case we need to get you out of there fast.
Yeah, we should probably think about teaming up with him, at least not for ever. We don't want to mess with our team balance because we're.
Well, in these situations, we could use all the help we could get.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about this and what I want to do with my life because I actually thought that I was not gonna be able to be around the other Roxy and all that, and then I was sad because I was gonna miss my whole family and shit except for Tony and Grandpa Les, which I love them both a lot. Love you, Tony. But I love the whole family. Anyways, yeah. So I was thinking about what I was gonna do with my life, and then I was like, well, maybe we could, since there are people in that some of us might know that are doing some charity work with supers, we could find a way to start connecting and creating a network so that we can have maybe a more coordinated system of response in Halcyon. And also for strike purposes and unionization. Because fuck that registry. Anyways, I might also need you to help me by being an alibi decoy sometimes, so I don't get suspected of being a super. We'll see.
We can give you a communicator.
Oh yeah, we should get a communicator.
That's so
4
cool.
a.m. Roxy's are calling each other with random philosophical thoughts.
Hecate is sleeping all the better for it.
Echo's thank God she's not waking me. He's living up in the middle of the night.
I don't think Tony needs the communicator anymore, so just...
Yeah, no, he doesn't have any, he's my brother. He can just call me.
Yeah, but we can call him. We don't have to have any secret private conversations with Tony anymore.
Oh, they could share a communicator too.
As long as I don't have to try and keep Roxy inside or whatever.
No, she can go outside. It's fine. Just
they let her go, so I don't think.
I think they know the difference between the two of us.
They probably can tell somehow.
I wonder how though, because I was not in uniform like costume, so I don't know that they know that Calamity is actually like the Roxy 2.0.
They might have
Uh,
had eyes on both versions of you.
Maybe.
I might actually have an idea on that.
What happened?
Maybe
Remember when I tracked down Rampage?
Mm-hmm.
I used a seismic doohickey that I found in your warehouse. Echo.
Okay.
Is it too hard to think that
Oh.
Rux wouldn't give off something similar?
Do I have a gravitational pull?
no.
But I mean, you are.
I was
super
gonna say, I
strong.
feel like Elena would notice if I had a.
You are super strong, is my point, and you might be.
Causing
Oh,
me
cause
earthquakes?
tremor when you walk.
I try to walk
Like not
Mhm.
like not a super high amount, but if you tune
But
a
if
bit
you
of
can
equipment
detect
right,
it.
I vibrate highly.
and these guys
Uh-huh.
are pretty obviously high tech, so is it too far of a stretch to think they might have something similar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I might
Or
have like
or there's like a chip in her somewhere.
Well, no.
no.
We know that's not
Actually,
the case.
Valkyrie already checked with
Yeah,
her.
we know. I was gonna say, we already know.
Yeah,
that one.
she looked for a chip. There's no inorganic matter in me. Except for garlic bread.
That's
Bread
not-
organic?
That's organic.
That is organic.
You're right.
What is in your garlic bread?
Microplastic.
Deliciousness.
This is before microplastics.
Love.
We haven't started putting them in everything yet.
Love.
It's
That's
the
why
50s.
we don't.
We were too busy putting radium in things.
And weirdly, the cancer rates were still lower. Ah.
Drink your radium water, Billy. It'll make your bones strong. Isn't that right, Mr. Bourne?
But yeah, I think this is so weird. I think Miss DeMarco is safe to walk around freely.
Just call
Miss
her
DeMarco's
Roxy
my
and call me
mom.
Rox.
I-
Yeah. It's
I'm gonna
weird
get
if
this
you call
mixed
her
up so
Miss
much.
DeMarco. Or call her Roxanne and call me Roxy. I don't know. Whatever you're comfortable with, but like make sure it's consistent. Otherwise, we'll get confused as shit.
We don't even call Mama DeMarco Mrs. DeMarco. She's just
Mama DeMarco.
Moody DeMarco.
Mhm.
Oh, do I get a cool superhero name too?
Do you
Only if
want
you
one?
want one.
If we can give you, yeah. What would you want to be called if you was?
Oh, is that way when you call each other on the communicator? You can
Yeah,
use
you
code
need you
names.
need a sign on anyways.
You're Calamity, so what's like a it's like a little Calamity.
A little, well, the same size.
But you're the one with powers.
Oh, so like a calamity without the calamity?
I think that is just
Normal.
not
An
a calamity.
inconvenience.
It's an inconvenience. I feel like that would be a bad superhero name. What
The
about like
inconvenience.
Pandemonium? I feel like that would be a good one. And so fitting.
You go with like Pandora, that's like it's like a
It's too fancy
troubled-
for me.
Pandemonium would be good.
A calamity in German is still close enough to calamity, so it wouldn't even work.
Yeah.
What about
Chaos.
something like dupe?
Dupe.
Because it's like short for duplicate, but it's also short for like a trick.
But I'm the
Oh, I thought
duplicate.
you said Duke. I was confused.
Yeah, I've just.
I don't know. Dupe kind of sounds like a piece of shit.
Yeah,
You're definitely
Like
not
I took
a piece
I
of
took a
shit.
dupe. I took a little dupe.
It's a dupes, yeah.
Could just call you Twin, I guess.
Dopplet
Mm.
would be double in.
Be
German.
Calamitwin.
Calamity backwards. Yeah. Yitimat.
Tim Alak.
Alak.
Yes,
That does
We'll
not
have to
work.
workshop it a little
Yeah,
more. 'Cause I
we'll
feel like
figure it
we're
out.
just but for now we can just call you R1 and me R2. So just when you call me, just call me R2.
All right.
And then we'll workshop it. I
We'll
got
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
yeah.
We'll talk.
Absolutely. We'll workshop it. And you know, I don't know. I'll talk to our scientist friend who's been comparing our DNA. Sorry in advance for the fact that we stole your hair out of your hairbrush to compare with my DNA, but we wanted to know if the world was going to blow up without us actually having to come in contact and find out if the world does actually blow up, because that would be
You don't really
bad.
come back from that.
No, not
That
really. So
happens,
I
and that's
figured
it.
you'd be fine if we just grabbed a little hair out of the brush and put our DNA in the same place, because that seems safer.
Yeah.
Like we might have blown up a lab, but that's better than the whole world. Probably weren't going to blow up a lab, though. I didn't think we were going to blow anything up. At least not on accident, you know, on purpose. We'll see. You never know. Shit's all fucked up in the city, so explosives are always on the table. I can't
What
take
about
them off the
root?
table. Root.
Like root directory.
My
I don't
vegetable
know
now.
what that is.
Potatoes his thing.
Sorry, I've got potatoes on the brain.
That's fair. We should make homemade French fries when we get back.
That's not like offensive to you, is it, Spuds?
Nah.
He is not made of Kartoffel.
Yeah. He's just very enthusiastic
Know that?
about them.
I just like my spuds.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure, like, getting a large fry isn't like a war crime to you or something. Yeah, but yeah, we'll be in touch. And yeah, glad the world didn't explode.
Not yet.
The day is young.
Everything's
And so
Still
am I,
early
apparently.
evening.
I
There's
guess
still
everything's
time.
not fine, but everything's out on the table, I guess. Again, just like side eye at Tony.
Yeah, I'm glad we no longer have any crazy secrets. Everybody has shared.
Yeah, we're
the
all
facing
being
is
very
mostly out
open.
in the open. The clone sing.
There's no deep dark secrets that are gonna come back to bite anybody later.
Nope.
And cause, you know, lots of
Zavati.
chaos and complication in their lives. I really appreciate all the openness and honesty in this group. I think we should do a group hug in the name of honesty and mutual respect and love for each other. I feel like Joe is now glaring at Tony.
Spud just like throws up in his arms, like, bring it in.
Yeah, right.
I love this guy so much. Yeah,
The best.
Joe will join in the hug.
Are you glaring at Tony the whole time, though?
Not the whole time. And he's mostly like hugging probably like the Roxys, because that's like the people he's most comfortable touching out of this whole squad.
Yeah. Like, it's like having an older version of Alex and Cooper.
We're the little brothers you never got to spend your life with.
Now Joe has two sisters, and Tony has two sisters.
Yeah, now he's got 3.
Actually, I was about to say, Joe's up to 3 now.
3 and 2 brothers. He went from only child to 5 siblings. And really, if we got to throw Tony in there too, because the other Roxys will have a riot if Tony doesn't get included. So now you
Joe-
got 6 siblings.
Joe is going from.
You became Italian overnight.
That's what I was gonna say. Joe's going from only child to Italian family.
Very quickly.
Literally
The girls
overnight.
have still the multiple girlfriends, but also a new friend who looks just like their girlfriend.
That's got to be weird for them, but also
They're different. As far as Elena's concerned, they're different people.
yeah, that's true. I mean, in reality, this Roxy's only formed meaningful. I mean, not that she's not formed meaningful connections with her family, but like she thought it was already established, and then went and spent more time with you guys. So like, she's really been spending more time with you
As
and Tony.
the scene fades on this group hug, I think that's a good spot to end our session tonight.
The group hug is such a squishy marshmallow way to end it, and I love it. I'm just waiting for you to like come in with some sort of torment now. Like,
Oh, there will be
just
plenty.
kidding.
We can
We
have some
pan
nice
over
endings
to Iron
sometimes.
Maiden, who is sharpening her hand sword.
There's an explosion in the distance.
Another one.
I just-
Halcyon.
it happens all the time. That's just background ambience at this point.
Actually,
Oh. We
Uh-oh.
inspired them.
Jenna.
Uh-oh.
We made a mistake.
all
What
right.
did you guys do?
We pan out
Uh-oh.
from this very
Good
wholesome
job, Jenna.
group hug and across town where Henry is leaving the Johnson household and walking down the street, and a voice says, "Henry?" And she stops and looks over her shoulder, and standing there is Reyes.
He's actually the alpha. He's at to steal your girl.
No.
He's Mr.
I guess it's not stealing at this point because you're not with her, but
Also, I
Actually,
don't think
kill-
Henry would date him. Shouldn't
I-
care.
Charlie
He has taste.
purposely
Henry has
testing
taste.
Joe's soul at this point. Yeah, but she's kind of heartbroken, and then like she's trying to stand up to her family, and like actually Reyes, they might like Reyes better because he's
a dick.
no
And too bad we went to an alternate dimension.
Latino. Her mom might like him better, but I'm not sure.
Anyway. End of session questions.
Oh my
So his
Ta-da!
nemesis is quickly going to become his enemy.
It's the
Hi,
end
Boone.
of session. Questions for the
Here.
end of the session.
You're here for the end of session. Are you excited?
Yeah, Boone, I grew closer to you.
Thank you.
Aw.
He's so cute. I just love Boone
You
so
just wanted
much.
to give me a kiss and leave. Okay.
They're slender.
No, Hattie's slender.
They're both slender.
They're lean dogs.
It's because they run so much. They're so
I was
fast.
gonna say they're outside quite a bit.
They're so fast.
I mean, they're like Park Greyhound, right?
What?
Boone's
They're both
Boone's
Park
a
Greyhound,
hound.
right?
Boone is
Boone's just a
hound of
hound.
questionable
Oh.
origin. We have no idea.
Mystery.
Yeah.
hound.
The
Hound
shelter
of
called them a
questionable
foxhound.
origin.
A foxhound
I
sounds
love
right because
that
he's not a blue
title.
tick.
That should be like a D&D.
But he's got
thing.
like pointer spots on him.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might have a point. He also has a pointer snout. Like
Mhm.
the shape of it has like
Our
just that
neighbor
little
used to
pointer-
breed what is it, treeing walker hounds, and that's what he
Yes.
said Boone is. So we're like, okay,
Y'all,
I
it's after
believe you.
midnight time of recording. We should probably get
yeah,
to the end of
sorry.
session questions.
Oh yeah,
Some of us need to sleep.
Yep.
I would like
Yeah.
to sleep.
I
too.
gotta
make
get up
dinner.
early.
That's unfortunate.
I'm gonna grow into my own image. I've just kind of been vibing today,
Okay.
so I'm gonna move my labels.
You moving?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna move mundane up and danger down, but danger down might fuck me up. But that's okay.
How is it gonna fuck you up?
No, it will not fuck me up.
Oh, good. That would suck.
Mundane up, danger down. She's just been vibing, having a good time before we
I
have
like
to
that
deal
you
with
shared
all of
that
these
you're-
problems.
You found your dad, and then he's not dead. That's good.
We're all sharing deep personal secrets, and she
Except for
feels
Tony, who's deflecting, denying, and
if Sylvie can
Double
outright say she
deflecting.
sold our souls, Elena can be like, well, this is a secret, and we aren't keeping secrets anymore.
yeah.
I am super curious about Tony's first transformation because I left that a complete blank space for Charlie.
Bri, I will be talking to you.
Yes.
Mafia
ominous.
werewolves. This is our next reality TV show, folks.
Mafia werewolves.
Mafia werewolves.
Our next one shot, Mafia Werewolves.
The
That's
mafia.
Why
great,
the
'cause I
fuck
can
not?
just go back to that
Since
accent.
That's what I
it's
should've
still
done
the
last
case
week.
from last session, but since other things usurped it at the time, I'm going to do the grow closer to the team, specifically to Elena, since Echo is still feeling very happy with that Elena was being very supportive.
We're a
Yeah.
rock
We
Elena
are.
right
Rock.
now until we re-enter the atmosphere at a later date.
Yeah.
At which point you become a meteor.
Woo! And we
And then we
disintegrate.
land on someone and kill them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works, right?
That's
that is
right.
how that
Of
works.
course.
Yeah, no, I have no concerns.
I want you to understand the irrational fear that I had as a child of being struck by a meteor because my
Oh.
parents made the mistake of telling me that that could happen. And
Oh.
from like then for the next 5 years, like whenever I was outside, I'd be looking at the sky like, you're not going to get me today.
Oh, they told me in
Not
science
today,
class.
Satan.
They told me in
Wanna
science
move.
class in 3rd grade that the sun was eventually just going to eat all the planets.
Oh,
I mean, which
yeah,
is
I
not
remember that.
Like
entirely
Pac-Man.
incorrect, but that's going to be like so many. Like we'll have destroyed the planet long before that happens. So like, but I was definitely afraid that we were all going to die in a lava sun and explosion. So
I had like a magic
Random
school bus
child.
about planets that had that at the very end of it for some
it's
reason.
like thanks for that. I'm gonna have
Cool,
nightmares
this is
now.
my first
Well, one of the big
anxiety.
problems with that though is that being that young, you have no concept of time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So even though it's like it's billions of years from now, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's 2 years.
The book was like, don't worry,
I'm
it's like
only gonna
100
live till
million
50.
billion years from now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move the same things. I'm gonna move your mundane up and
traumatized
your danger
kids.
down.
Ooh.
Because we are being very normal people with crazy problems, but we're very normal.
I love it.
Normal people
Normal.
could have
So normal.
similar problems. Secret twin, secret clone.
This is
Right.
true.
It's the
Random
same
fun
thing.
fact, by the way, NASA already has a plan for how to save planet Earth from the expanding sun.
Really?
We're
gonna be
all
too
gonna be
late.
long dead by then.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't matter.
warning first, NASA. This is a official
You-
PSA
You need
to
to
NASA.
understand that NASA is made of nothing but uber nerds who are just like finding the problems they want to solve for the day.
I do not care about their hyperfixations. The federal government is paying you good money, and I pay them good taxes, so you solve global warming.
I mean,
I
scientists
don't think
already
that's their
know.
That's not their wheelhouse,
it's
unfortunately.
NASA.
Though they do
They're
actually have a
smart,
lot of
they should
environmental
do it.
scientists on staff, especially
Gonna
around
say.
here, because the NASA launch pad is actually a nature preserve.
Yeah.
I
The
mean, I
Gators are
don't.
doing excellently, by the way.
I don't think a lack of science is the problem. It's the fact that the government isn't listening to the governments aren't listening to them.
Yeah.
So find a way to implant new memories and thoughts into the government official. Never mind. That's treason. Sorry.
That's-
I'm just kidding.
Super unethical.
That's also how we
know.
get to like dystopian state, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
that's
already
how
there.
the AI is going to take over.
It's just a different dystopian state.
I mean, it's always going to be a dystopian state.
But
Unless,
you wouldn't
like-
know it's a dystopian state because the government would just change your memories, so you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty certain I've read this sci-fi novella.
It's called Idiom. See, it's a movie. It's very great. Yeah.
I don't
Alright.
think
No,
that's
that was
quite
when
what
people
happened
were
in
too
that.
stupid.
I think I'll go next here. I think I will go ahead and grow closer. I'll grow closer to Roxy.
Aww.
Does already have influence over me, so you get to shift me. And I
Shift it.
think I'm gonna finally clear guilty.
I'm gonna say mundane up and freak down.
I'm sorry to say I have regained a condition.
Anxiety again.
Well,
What conditions do you have marked?
I just cleared my last one, so take your pick. Dealer's choice.
Angry
At Tony?
at Tony?
Yeah, that tracks.
I was gonna say, I feel like he is putting the position he's put Joe in. Like, if somebody had put me in that position, I'd be like, "You're on some bullshit right now." And I'm no longer asking; I'm telling you that you tell I do.
That's kind of where Joe's almost at here, because
Yeah.
he does respect the fact that this is extremely difficult for Tony, and that this is like a hellish situation because he's been in the exact same situation. At the same time, though, he has been steadily learning that honesty is in fact helping his relationships, and
Imagine that.
his sister is going through some shit and could really use like some honesty.
Not that, but he's letting her go in blind, knowing that there's a good possibility that she has the potential to become a werewolf. And so if she's going to be going into battle against a cult of werewolves, and Roxy is she's a melee fighter. Like, she's up in the fray. There's a good chance that she gets bit. Like, Tony is...
And if it comes down to that, Joe is not going to be held culpable for that.
That's risky. You know what I'm saying? Like, also, the other Roxy needs to be aware of the dangers of running around in a city that has werewolf plants everywhere and could potentially be bit too, you know?
I suppose we did incidentally confirm that real Roxy was never and is not a werewolf.
And isn't dead, which is cool.
Yes. Also cool.
I've had a hard time choosing for me. So this is a weird question that I didn't think I was going to have to ask.
Can I grow closer to my clone?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
can
I
I
was
grow
thinking.
closer to myself?
Are you gonna grow closer to yourself?
The original me?
Technically speaking, original Roxy would not have influence over you, so I think yes.
Yes.
Well,
God.
I would have chose
original
Joe,
Roxy is
but-
also technically older than clone Roxy, though.
But don't it's like adults though. Isn't
I
it
feel
like
like
very
it's mental age though, and I feel like they're the same mental age, which is maybe 12. I don't know. A very emotionally mature 12-year-old.
a very emotional, mature 12.
But
Okay.
also laughs at all dick jokes, so it's whatever. Life is balance, right? So I don't know how she would change my labels.
She can have influence over you.
Oh, she's not changing my labels. Good. And I don't have any conditions, so I'll take potential, I suppose. I would have said Joe, but like, how often do you get to meet yourself? And like vibe, you know? And annoy your brother, like in synchronicity, you know? Like,
There's an icebreaker question for you, Charlie. What would your character do if they met their clone?
We
Can't
already
answer.
have that answer for Roxy.
Oh, yeah. Immediately drive Tony to hitting his head against the wall while he's eating garlic bread.
I think Joe and his clone would want to brain each other. So frustrated.
Joe's? Yeah, I don't want to be in the room. I feel like I would explode from like empathic anxiety. Like, I can feel your anxiety. Can you turn this down? It's very uncomfortable.
No, that's the problem.
I need to leave. Your energy and vibes are off.
Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. We will be back Thursday with more Clockwork Chronicles.
Yes.
getting there. We're just chugging along. It'll be
Making
over
run
before you know
well.
it. So don't miss out.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Janet. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, Janet.
I'm so sorry.
Come join in on the hype. Next Sunday, if everything works out, we won't be playing more Jukebox Justice. We'll be playing, Craig will be GMing his Persona game for us, which was supposed to happen several weeks ago, and then things happened and it didn't happen. So that is currently the plan for next week. If it doesn't happen, it'll just be more masks. And we'll all be having a fun time.
Doing
So.
it either way.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet Elena's dad.
Same
Me
circus
too.
time, same
Might-
circus channel.
Might take a little bit before we get there, but
No, I know, but I want to.
because we've just been in the same day for so long.
This is actually maybe our record for TTRPG.
It's another
longest day.
never-ending day. Yeah, it's a very long day.
It's like 4
but
episodes long.
at least.
It's
So
been
we
so long.
see you next time. Just have a good time. Whatever you're doing. Hope it goes well. Hope it goes smoothly. Get some sleep. Take a nap.
Love
Pet a dog.
yourself and don't feel guilty about napping because napping is good for you. Thanks.
Eat a
This
treat.
is a PSA. Yeah, have a treat.
So until then, bye-bye.
Bye.